Thank you. Thanks, Joe. Oh, it's cold in here, baby. Yeah. Have my lawyer look into that. Gotta go get a lawyer for everything. What?
The temperature?
Yeah, have my lawyer look into the temperature. Yeah. Hey, how'd you know? Yeah, you gotta get a lawyer on everything, I tell you. Yeah, my lawyer raise the thermostat in here, would you? I don't want to touch it because if something goes wrong, you know.
That could be it.
Robbie, do you think the world is getting too complicated when you got to hire a lawyer to adjust the thermostat?
I think that's the end. When it gets to that point, it's all over.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. No, Gorilla was telling me he went into a Blockbuster video and he saw this display that was selling an old Letterman show from 1990. They had a big display of, like, me and Letterman, and, like, they were selling copies of the show where I was on.
Really?
Yeah, no, I was just saying, I don't think they can do that.
Is Letterman selling old shows?
No, but I'm sure NBC is.
Oh.
You know, that's their way of getting them. Yeah. They're still at war with him. They're the ones who let him walk out the door, but they're at war with him.
They had him.
Yeah. They're going to teach him a lesson for walking out the door. Yeah, it's his fault. He only begged him to stay.
Somebody offered him $14 million. He was supposed to stay with him.
$14 million, the 11:30 time slot where he could be a major star. And they're mad at him.
Which he wanted since he was, 6 years old.
Yeah, right.
And they had promised him.
They're mad at him.
They're mad at him. So they're selling off the tapes. So, I don't care what they sell. It's just that...
you don't want to be in it.
Yeah, I don't want to be in a major display in Blockbuster with me and David Letterman standing there. And here's what Howard says on the... I didn't sign up for that. I don't recall receiving compensation. You know what I mean?
You know, it's such how many tapes you just sold for them?
Yeah, I know, but when it's on my mind, I talk about it, and I let the consequences... Oh, what they may.
Well, that's why he's going to get a lawyer.
Yeah. Get my lawyer.
Have some money so they can pay him.
Yeah. No, I was getting a lawyer for the thermostat, but maybe I got to work on this, too.
You're kidding.
No, seriously, Gary, write that down. You know, write that down so I remember to talk to my lawyer about that.
I'm sure in that release he said you signed away any rights.
No, I didn't. Not video.
You probably said they own it.
And I'm certainly not, I didn't sign away for advertising purposes and big displays where I'm the focal point of the sale. I mean, that's, they'd have a hard time proving that one in court.
Yeah.
I can understand if it was part of a clip reel of, like, the best of Johnny Carson or something, but, or the best of David Letterman. But, you know, sort of the focal point of the sale. It's almost like they're making it a Howard Stern tape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's an old appearance that everyone's seen. They rerun them on E all the time. You know, it's like Howard Stern tape with a side order of David Letterman, who you can see every night, but so why would you buy it?
Howard Stern.
Yeah, get some Howard Stern. So, Gary, write that down, will you? Let me take a break. I'm running far behind already. I just got here. I mean, the way they got this set up, I mean...
You are behind.
I sit down. Yeah, I sit down, I'm far behind. That's why I don't sweat it anymore. If I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't. Because there's got to be some semblance of order here. There's got to be some realism in the scheduling of the show. 12 minutes of me an hour is not enough. That's what I say. Anyway, so I ignore all these various things I have to get to. Anyway, let me take a short break. We'll be back right after these words. I always said to Tom Chiusano, we had a rule once. It was 13 minutes an hour they were allowed to play commercials. Mm-hmm. We'd made a deal. No, it was 13 we went to. And then during Christmas it went to 18, and then he said, well, after Christmas we'll cut it back again. It's just during the Christmas. And, I don't know. All of a sudden that changed.
Christmas.
And then remember
around.
we went to 3 breaks an hour so that I could have time. Everyone understood that I needed time to talk in order to get us ratings.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking I got to go back to 4 an hour but I'm afraid to go back to 4 an hour because then it'll expand those. Fred, why don't you play Christmas music? Maybe it's Christmas and I don't know it.
I'm telling you.
I don't know what happened.
That's why it's so cold in here.
Yeah.
There you go. Now we're figuring everything out.
Yeah. They're trying to trick me into thinking it's Christmas. Oh, it's Christmas. Those songs are like the worst nightmare to Jewish people.
Why is that?
Why? Because all they think about is how the Christians want to kill the Jews. Kill the Jews, kill the Jews, kill the Jews today. Oh, what fun it will be to be in the Jewless world. No more traffic on Yom Kippur. Burn them up in ovens. That's what it sounds like to Jewish people.
I think that's a little paranoid.
That's scary. Not on my part. I'm only half Jewish. They would spare me. No, but Jews hear that music, they shake in their boots.
Well, I just never thought of it as kill the Jews music.
Oh, that's what the real words are to those songs. Kill the Jews in the snow today.
He needs snow to kill them.
Yeah, right. All those anti-Christ people. The Jews are a pain in the ass. Once we get rid of the Jews, the world will be perfect. You didn't know that?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah.
There are people in this country who've never even seen a Jew, so they couldn't be singing about it.
I'm half Jew, remember, I'm part Christian.
Well, they'll only kill the Jewish half.
No, they make me a hall monitor to usher people into their showers. So, okay, you're not going to die, but...
And you would do it.
Yeah. Oh, of course, anything to survive.
You're terrible.
I love life. Someone's got to do it. How are you? I mean, everyone but the Jews.
Turn this music off. What you gonna sing?
Negroes and Jews. You are not real Christians because you're not white. You're sort of brown, blue. Oh yeah, there's a whole secret words to those songs.
Well, turn it off.
That you're not even privy to.
Think about it.
All right, turn that off.
Maybe that's why I don't know. They didn't tell me those words. Oh, no.
This is called I'm Half Jew. I'm half Jew, I'm half Jew.
You wrote your own song.
Please don't burn me up, I love Jesus. Yes, I do. I'm just a schlub, don't do this terrible thing to me. Please don't burn me, I'm not a damn Jew. Not a damn Jew. That's what all these songs are. You don't know the secret words to these things. Let's be
All I know is Jesus would not have sung these words.
No, Jesus did not feel that way.
Jesus forgave.
All the Jews ruin Christmas, yes, they do. All the Jews ruin Christmas, yes, they do. All the Jews ruin Christmas, yes, they do. They eat matzah and wear yarmulkes that look funny. It's not when they wrap that filling, it makes us crazy. And those Hasidim make us even more crazy. I don't own a dreidel personally. I'm only half Jew.
I've seen one at your house.
No, you did not. No, you did not. Turn this crap off.
Speaking of,
I don't like this sound. All right.
Did you see Belzer on Superman last night?
Gee, big part.
I waited and waited.
It's Richard Belzer on Superman. Tracy Scoggins isn't even in it anymore.
I know, she's gone.
Yeah. Lois Lane looked crummy last night. Like, hey, dude, get some sleep.
Yeah, she's got those bags under her eyes.
It's Oprah. You know, all these guys are fighting over her. You better look good.
What happened to her?
Everyone's fighting over her, and all of a sudden you got bags and puppy zits all over her. Wrinkles and whatnot.
I didn't know if it was her or her mother who was supposed to be getting married.
Yeah, you noticed that too, huh? So I wasn't the only one.
Well, I've noticed it for a while, but you kept saying how hot she was. I thought it was just me.
Well, the body still holds up. The guy who plays Perry White looks like he has a thyroid condition.
His eyes are bugging.
His eyes are bulging out. This week they had him in sunglasses, thank God. You didn't have to see his eyes. And Superman, the only time he uses his superpowers is to do personal grooming. He was shaving last night.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, I saw the first part. I got the rest on tape, but I didn't tape that first part. I was wondering if you had seen it.
Well, you know what? I knew, like early last week, that they were doing a sketch about me. I knew that. I didn't know what it was, but
Well, how come you didn't tell me?
I forgot about it. Someone told me they were doing a sketch on Saturday Night Live, and I said, I got to bring that up on the air, you know?
I just accidentally tuned into it. Who was playing you?
Michael McKean.
You know, I didn't even know he was a member of the cast.
Yeah, no, he's not a writer. He's a performer. What happened is, with Phil Hartman leaving, they needed a real ace player.
Oh, I thought he was came on today.
No, Michael McKean, the guy who was Lenny from Lenny and Squiggy, who's a big fan of our show, they opened up the show with it on Saturday Night Live. I thought it was really funny. In fact,
I thought he was doing a great you.
It was great, and I thought the girl who played you was really funny.
She was.
She was, and even Adam Sandler was funny as Fa Fa Fooey.
That got a real laugh.
And I assume that was Phil Hartman as Governor Cuomo, right?
Yes. And I didn't know it was, now that you're saying it's Michael McKean, I remember now when they went through the whole list of cast members, I said, it must have been Michael who was playing Howard, but I forgot.
Michael McKean from also Spinal Tap. The big, tall, blonde guy.
Yeah, he had you down.
Yeah, he was great. He did a really great job, and he even had the jacket I wear and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was A+. I gave it an A+.
I almost thought it was yours. I said, God, he looks like that.
Yeah, and I thought the writing was funny, the sketch was funny, and then I was talking, Dan called me up, all of a sudden the phone rings at 11:30, and I actually knew they were doing a sketch, but I went to sleep, I had a tape running, I didn't want to stay up. All of a sudden I hear, hello, Saturday Night Live, into the machine, Saturday Night Live. And hello? My wife goes, hello? Allison, put it on now. Saturday Night Live. Answer the phone. Answer, pick up. So, you know how Dan gets. Yeah. He's like in a rush.
Oh, you're going to miss it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you're going to miss it.
And every word is glommed together. Hurry up. Hurry up is one word. Hurry up.
Turn on the TV, run the tape. I got work.
What was that, Jackie?
Turn on the TV, run the tape.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I was wondering what it was going to be. I knew Michael McKean is a big fan of our show.
Yeah.
You could tell he wrote it because he knew what was going on. And it was really funny. It was very, very funny.
I only saw the tail end of it, so I don't know exactly.
It was a debate between me and Governor Cuomo. I would play it for you, but I think it's more of a visual thing. Don't you?
Like I said, I only saw the last minute or so. I saw when the woman stood up and asked the question.
Oh.
See, I didn't see the whole thing.
Oh, it's funny. It's real funny. That was a funny part, too. You didn't see where I handed a bottle of Snapple to Cuomo?
I came in just as he was saying something about, it tastes good, and I said, it must have been some reference to Snapple, and then that woman stood up and asked the question, so that's basically what I saw.
I can't believe how few people watch Saturday Night Live because no one was talking about it. My parents came over, they said they had heard about it, and I showed it to them. They thought it was real funny. But my mother talks through it, and my father just shushes her. She goes, when the Snapple part comes on, my mother goes, Snapple must be very happy, Ben. And my father's like, shut up, I can't hear, shut up.
It must be fun to watch things with them.
Why am I not the national television spokesman for Snapple? How funny did that look when I was there endorsing Snapple?
Great.
I know. I don't understand why they never put that together for me. I think that maybe I thought they would always reward me with that. Give me some big commercials.
Yeah, I thought they'd be the ones.
Yeah, so did I.
Wendy got that.
Yeah, Wendy got that. Well, I guess she worked. I think she worked a little cheaper than I did. But it was unbelievable. And my mother killed the punchline. Michael McKean gives the governor a Snapple, and then he turns to the governor, and the governor goes, "It is quite good." And I go, "I guess you're not such a jerk after all. At least you're right about. At least we agree about that." with something.
Yeah.
My mother's like, Ben, look at that Snapple. They must have been thrilled. I got a free mention. The father's like, shut up. Shh. I can't hear. And it really is annoying. That is a real annoying thing when you have one person who sits there and talk. My wife does that. My wife is guilty of that all the time. I'll be watching a show and she'll go, I don't understand. And it's like, shh, I'll explain it to you on the commercial. I don't know. My wife graduated Columbia. She got a master's. But a lot of stuff on TV she just doesn't follow.
I don't think she's paying attention.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Because the questions she asks are, they're really quite elementary.
It's funny. You ever see on your television clicker they have a pause button?
Yeah.
I always thought that was a pause button. You could point it at the person who's talking and put them on pause. I didn't realize that would be good. Mute them. See, if they could do that, then I'd say that's impressive.
That's technology.
Yeah, like a pause button on my mother and my wife.
Click.
Yeah. But my mother talks through my father can't, and my father the whole time is waving his hand. Shh, shh, shh. I can't hear. But Michael McKean at Saturday Night Live did a real good Howard Stern impression. Mm. It was very funny.
How was the rest of the show?
Well, that's the point. So then I'm sitting there, and then I have Dan on the phone afterwards. We're analyzing the sketch. Dan, of course, didn't like this. He thought it was a good impression, but didn't like the sketch. I said, I thought it was real funny. I mean, I thought it was funny. But I'm the wrong person to ask because it's about me, so I'd genuinely be interested. But I thought it was witty. And caught a lot of nuances of the show. And yet, even if you didn't know the show, you'd say this is pretty kind of goofy. Cuomo is debating some, a-hole. Mm-hmm. And then they do that introduction for 25 minutes where they show pictures of cast members you've never heard of.
Yes. And a special appearance by Jan Hooks.
Yeah, well, I missed that part because, for a 2-minute opening bit about me, I had to listen to a 45-hour discussion from Dan, a 45-minute dissertation on why the bit didn't work.
It didn't for Dan? Why?
Well, no, it worked, basically, but he had, I could improve it.
They linger when they could move.
Yeah.
They could move
well, he went into this whole thing about, notice, Saturday Night Live is in sweep. What do they do to get ratings? Howard Stern.
They were smart. That was a ghost, though.
All right. Yeah, I didn't ask you to guest house. At least it'll be more exciting than John Goodman.
Yeah, I saw his start of an opening monologue.
Well, then John Goodman does a monologue, and I said to Dan, and then they had a sketch on. The first sketch was.
I didn't last through the monologue.
Oh, okay. Well, that's funny that you say that because I made it up to the first sketch, and I said to Dan. I said, do you believe how lame this sketch is? What happened? He goes, no, I turned it out during the monologue. It's off in my house. He goes, I was zoning in the monologue.
That's it.
I said, I don't know why they insist, if they can't write a monologue, just get rid of the monologue.
Yeah.
Either I got a bono, or I'm laughing, or I'm out of there.
Yeah, there's no girls. No.
I'm out of there.
So anyway, it was a particularly bad Saturday Night Live. I was glad they did that up front. That was the first bit. That's why I went to sleep. I said,
because I had high hopes for it since they started off so well. I said, well, let me throw in a tape. So I did tape it, but I looked at the monologue and tuned right out, and I never went back to look at the tape.
You ended up taping all the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
You missed the first 2 minutes. Say, hey, this is going to be a good show.
I heard the sketch about you was moved to the open at the last minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were always rearranging on that show.
Yeah, well, you know what it is? They take their strongest... With Saturday Night Live, the way they make money is, if they can get ratings the first half hour and hold the ratings from the local news, then they'll make money. They don't care what happens in the second
After
hour.
That, yeah.
Apparently not.
No, they really don't. So they try to put their best material up front. So, but I just figured any sketch with me would be like sort of buried somewhere. That's why I just was going to tape it. I didn't even know if I've heard before they were going to do sketches on me and then they can them.
Yeah.
So I guess I forgot about it. I said I'll have to bring that up on the air. That Saturday Night Live's going to do a sketch, and I forgot. But there it was. It was funny, real funny. I thought they did a real good job. We got to take a break. We'll be back right after this. I'll take some phone calls.
With the Howard Stern Show.
I really would have had one. Could I have gotten one right there? Okay. Oh, there it is. I'd play the Saturday Night... I was sitting here, I have it on tape, the Saturday Night Live sketch, but I don't think it would play over the radio. I mean, it's really a visual thing. You know, it was really the visual impression that was so good.
Live from the Empire State Civic Center in Albany, the 1994 New York gubernatorial debate, sponsored by the League of Women Voters. Here is this evening's moderator, Chapter President Glenda Barr.
Thank you. We have with us tonight the two major candidates for the office of governor. It is my great pleasure to introduce the incumbent, Governor Mario Cuomo.
Phil Hartman looked like Governor Mario Cuomo. Didn't he? He had it down pretty good. They could have given him big rubber lips, though. You know, that would be funny.
I didn't think his you know, since I came in the middle of everything, I had to figure out who everybody was, and I had to figure out that was Mario.
Yeah.
You know, and I could tell from the get-up that, you know, it was a debate of some sort, and then I said, oh, that must be Mario.
So you mean you didn't even know they were doing this? You just tuned it in and
yes, for
saw
some
me.
reason or other, I just happened to say, let me see what they're doing on Saturday Night Live tonight, and it was in the middle when I came in, so I had to figure out everything.
It's like you got a psychic calling. Because you never check that show out, do you?
Very rarely.
Yeah.
And now the Libertarian candidate making his first run for public office.
That's all right. I'll take it from here. Hi.
No, that's you. You just interrupted.
See, I didn't know I had said anything.
Yeah.
I'm Robin Quivers. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of all media, creator of Fartman, and the next governor of New York, Howard Stern.
Sounds just like you.
Hey, Mario. Lay it off. All right, very good. Thank
See, they
you.
should have had some of your fans in there carrying on.
Oh, there you go. Oh, they did, though. You missed it.
Oh, see?
You missed it. They do. I know Jackie's all excited because at the end of the sketch, I mentioned Jackie the Joke Man.
Yes, you do. You give him a plug.
Yeah. Jackie's all excited. He just called up 3 comedy clubs and raised his price. Hey, I was on Saturday Night Live. Renegotiation. I need more money.
Renegotiation.
Hey.
I'm national.
Hey, Chuckles.
Finally national.
Thank you, Robin. Nice turnout. Thanks all for showing
Mr.
up.
Stern,
What is it, honey? Call me Howard.
it's customary to begin with the opening remarks from the incumbent.
Oh, I am? Yeah, all right. Just let's make it snappy. I'm a busy man.
Fine. Governor Cuomo?
Thank you, Glenda. My decision to run a third time as governor of the state of New York was prompted by my conviction that...
That was really good. Yeah, that was really good.
I'll have to ask you to wait your turn.
Yeah, I know, but listen, I hear him talking about convictions. I got to laugh. I mean, if the guy had any convictions, he'd be putting murderers in the gas chamber where they belong.
Mr. Stern.
Just stuff them all in there at once. Make their parents watch. No, it's all in my book.
Mr. Stern, please, this is the governor's time.
All right, don't get your panties in a bunch. Let's let him talk.
This is funny.
It is. It was a great sketch. It was a really good job.
See, I missed all this.
We got to call Michael and tell him we thought it was good.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, get me Michael McKean on the phone.
Thank you. The conviction that our work is only half done. Now, we've made great strides economically, socially.
Now, at this point, after he goes, you got to watch it because after they're screaming out, we love you, Howard." I'm like, I'm like waving. The guy had me down.
You already won.
Yeah. It was just very funny.
And politically, to bring this great state back into the high position of prominence. I
don't know what is wrong with my stomach.
Position of prominence that we once attained.
Same thing I eat every day: a broiled chicken breast, no skin, and a baked potato.
Oh, well, did you have any coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, well, then I don't know.
I don't know either.
Governor.
Discussing my belching.
Cuomo, the time allotted for your opening remarks is up.
Well, Glenda, that's not unfair. I've been interrupted continuously by Mr. Stern from the very beginning. Now, you know that.
Nah, come on, don't be such a crybaby. Let me show you how it's done. Hello, I'm Howard Stern. I'm a Libertarian candidate. I'm here to touch on 3 things. 1, bring back the death penalty so we can get rid of some of this human garbage that we got wandering around in the streets. 2, do something about these friggin' potholes I got to drive over on my way to work. And 3, something I feel very, very strongly about. The new strawberry kiwi cocktail from Snapple. I'm telling you. No, really. This stuff is so good, I can't even describe how good it is. Here, take a slug, Mario. Come on, taste it. It's good. You'll like it. It's delicious. Go ahead.
It's very good.
All right, so you're not a complete jerk.
That completes our opening remarks. We will now take questions from the audience.
See, that's where I came in.
It's a very funny sketch. It actually plays over the radio, kind of good. Yeah.
You have a question?
Yes, I do. Phyllis Kemper, Newsday. What would you propose?
Oh, man. You are hot. You got a hot little body on you, you know that? Turn around. Let me see you from the back, honey.
Actually, I'm here to ask a question.
Well, if I get the right answer, will you take your top off?
The teacher's pension has been frozen at its current rate since 1990. As governor, what action would you recommend in this matter?
All right, Howard. Yeah, what is it, Papa? Howard.
Gary came out.
Really
Gary
funny.
comes out as Fafa Fooey. Adam Sandler has big Chinese teeth. They're
like those Jerry Lewis
the teeth are almost over his chin.
You know, they're big and bucked and they're split apart.
And he has he looks real confused.
Like a horse. And that funny curly wig.
It's Papa Fooey's very funny.
It's almost like his eyes are rolling around in his head.
Yeah, it was really funny.
The car is here to take you to Hartford. You're doing our funeral for the WXRM Morning Man you destroyed.
All right, very good. Thanks, everybody, for turning out. I got to go. Listen, I got a couple of plugs here. You can catch Jackie the Joke Man at the Comedy Pouch in Newark this Friday and Saturday. Don't forget to order my new video, 1-652 Howard. And, oh, yeah, one more thing. Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
I can't even do that. But I do that.
You really do? Yeah, you do it.
I know.
Occasionally.
Yeah. I have different laughs. That's my fake laugh. Poo-hoo-hoo. Poo-hoo-hoo.
If they did that every week, they'd get some ratings.
Yeah. You know what? You want to know something? You heard the audience. That's the first time I think the Saturday Night Live audience didn't look like they were in a coma.
Yeah, they were revved up.
Yeah, it was good. And I go, whoa, this is a good show. And then all of a sudden it was like John Goodman came out with a bad monologue. And then this first sketch, I don't know what it was.
See, I just didn't make it through the monologue.
Yeah. Robin. And the woman who played you had the smile down. You know how when you smile? That was kind of funny.
I see, like I said, I didn't see that much of it.
Oh, you really... It's yours, right?
I didn't see it. I'm dying to see it.
She had it. And they had me. And they even had the jacket that I wear and the whole thing. It was good. It made me feel famous.
Yeah, when somebody's doing you on Saturday Night Live, I think you have to be.
Although I'm watching and I go, no one's going to know who this is. Except for, like, you know, in the market.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Why am I standing there? Certainly, I mean, maybe they'll recognize Howard, but they don't know me.
But it was funny.
Fafa Fooey.
Fafa Fooey came out. And Jackie the Joke Man.
That was so funny.
Fred, I don't know why they ignored you on the sketch.
Know
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I know. I felt bad about that.
What do we call a complaint?
Well, I'll call up. Maybe they'll do a Fred Norris mention next time.
A whole Martian thing.
There you go.
We'll lock that place up good.
What do you think's next? You think they'll ask me to guest host, Robin?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You couldn't, well, do you want to, though?
Would you accept?
No.
Yeah.
It would be really an honor to be on Saturday Night Live. I'm just afraid they would do some lame stuff.
That's the problem.
You know, I have to come out and do a John Goodman monologue.
Well, your monologue, you'd be fine. You'd write it yourself. You and the guys would write it.
Yeah, but I would like to write the whole hour and a half myself.
But that's the whole problem. You don't have that time.
Well, what I would do is I would agree to look at the material they would have me do, and then if it looked good, I would do it.
You maybe would have to have input on every sketch they'd want you in. Maybe you would limit yourself to a few sketches, not be in everything.
It'd just be in one sketch. I'd rather just be in one sketch.
Yeah, I thought it was surprising that Lorne Michaels would have you on the show in any way. I didn't think he liked you at all.
He doesn't, but I guess...
I think he's
in the islands for a few weeks.
I think he's changing his mind.
Yeah?
I get that impression.
Really?
Oh, gee. That mess have really arrived.
But you know, wouldn't it be great to be on Saturday Night Live in a sense like it would be just like, remember Channel 9, you'd walk in with all those great ideas?
Yeah.
And instead of going, no, we can't afford that, they just say yes.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But then they might say, oh, well, we can't do this.
Right.
Because I had a funny idea for a sketch the other day. What the hell was it? They pop into my head from time to time.
Yeah, well, the latest thing was the Nixon, Weekend at Nixon's.
Yeah, but no, there was something else.
The one with Robin as the slave master?
No. This was one I was just thinking up at home. I finally realized that at some point that I stopped caring about Saturday Night Live. When we worked at NBC, I wanted to go down there and audition for it. You know, because when we first started, I really wanted to be a cast member, but I don't know, they wouldn't even talk to me. So I was just like, hey, F you. F you.
That's what was so much fun when we were beating them.
Yeah, as I said, one day I'll have a show on against them and beat them. Little did I know it would be a tiny little budget show that would beat them.
David and Goliath.
And it wasn't really fair because their show really sucked those 2 years. I wanted to be up against a good Saturday Night Live. Anyway. I don't know. I thought Michael McKean... Well, I always thought Michael McKean was funny. We always liked him.
Yeah.
We've had him on the show for, over the years a couple of times. He's a real funny guy. And I think this is the first time they've actually used them effectively. I don't think they've figured out what to do with them yet.
See, I pay so little attention to that show, I didn't even know he was on it until this weekend.
I do watch. I usually tape it and fast forward through the sketches and stuff. And,
Well, why would you do that?
Well, in case I see something that interests me. But for the most part, there's nothing that interests me. And they haven't really figured out a way to use him. But he just joined the cast.
Yeah.
Just started. Cleveland, you're on the air. Hey, you're on the air.
Hi, Howard.
Hi.
Just wanted to say, when you come to Cleveland here, an idea for what you're going to do to Lanigan and your old competition, why not cane them?
That's an idea.
I always had this vision. You always talk vividly about the caning and how pieces of their rear end fly off. I always think that if you caned them once on the rear and then maybe rigged it up so that they exploded when you hit them, that'd be pretty funny.
So you're saying instead of a funeral, which would still be technically a funeral, but instead of a funeral where we typically behead them, I should cane my competition. I like that. I go along. I can have blood shooting out of their ass.
Right, yeah. You can have it really be gory, flesh flying, bloodletting.
Yeah.
Confetti fly out.
Cane them into pieces. and then bury the pieces in separate little coffins. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
All right, thanks.
Sure.
Thanks for the idea.
It's funny you should say that because there's all kinds of controversy now about just how bad a shape that kid is in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you get one report that when the U.S. vice consul from the embassy went to see him, he couldn't sit down and he had trouble walking, and that, he pulled his pants down to show the vice consul. What is worse, being caned or now pulling your pants down to show everybody?
Hey, vice counselor, dude, take a look at this. Look at my ass. Son, that won't be necessary.
And that, in one place the cane hit him twice in the same place, so it opened up this gash, and that he did bleed all down his legs, and they had upped his tranquilizers and all that stuff. And then
that's the idea.
Singapore people are saying, no. He's been sitting. He's had no trouble going to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, he's playing it up so he has more of a TV movie of the week.
Well, I say just bring him out, let everybody see, and we'll all know what kind of condition he's in.
Yeah, let's just show his ass.
Show his ass to everyone.
Yeah, a public mooning. That's even more humiliation. I think just having your pants pulled down in front of a bunch of guys who are going to beat you with a stick is even embarrassing enough.
Well, I saw, they keep showing the little footage they have of canings from around the world.
Yeah.
And I saw one on one of those tabloid shows the other day, and the guy's lashed up to this frame, and they have his pants pulled down just so his buttocks is sticking.
Oh, really? His genitals would not be viewed?
No, because he's against this piece of wood.
Right.
And you just see, but it is the buttocks is raised.
It's great.
So that it makes a good target.
It's a public spanking. It's just such a great form of justice. And you know what? It really is a deterrent. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, I mean, and this one, was really public because they had a bunch of people standing around watching.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to do that.
Oh, I think you should do it right in public. I think you should have a town square where people, have it televised.
Secrecy?
No.
But, they're saying that Michael Fay had no problem. He had a few drops of blood. He walked back to his bunk, never had a problem. But I say, why is he on tranquilizers? If you want to cane somebody, why are they on tranquilizers?
Oh, I say, yeah, that's fun. That's making it fun. I don't know, that caning is a lost art. That and burning at the stake. Those are two arts that just have...
Bring them back.
Bring them back on a mainstream level. Get them on TV. But what I thought was funny is, remember I said to you on Friday, with this Bill Clinton case, I said, Robin, are they going to make the president pull his pants down and photograph his penis? Can this girl identify the president's genitals?
Yeah, Howard, you must be psychic.
Yeah, because today on the front page of the Post, Bill Clinton will have to snap a picture of his penis.
I was sitting around thinking about you all weekend because it started this weekend. Her papers were filed on Friday, and on Friday she revealed that she could describe the presidential genitals.
She says that he was in a certain state and could identify something on his penis.
Yeah. And so then the speculation came as to whether the president would have to show his weenie or not to somebody.
The first weenie.
Yes, and have it photographed and described.
She says what's on his penis is a Chinaman's head.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a happy face.
Happy face. Hey, everyone's got that. Depends how you twist it. But... so there it is. The president
might have to do it.
She says that she can identify something sort of different about the presidential penis.
Now, do you think there's anything particularly characteristic about yours?
Pretty women swoon when they see it. Well, I
think... saying just like Michael Jackson and Joey Buttafuoco.
I don't believe I have anything unusual about mine.
Let's see. You know what you should do?
Yeah.
You should show me.
Right.
And then see if I could pick it out from pictures.
All right.
You know, that's what they should do.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'll show you my penis.
Uh-huh. And then just show me a bunch in pictures.
And I'll show you
if I can figure out which one is yours.
Sure. Okay.
We'll mix all of ours together.
There you go. But I have to get a little excited before we start taking pictures.
Chub up.
Yeah. But I don't believe that there's anything...
distinguishing.
We could call my wife and ask her. She would know. I mean, she's seen enough of them.
She's seen enough of them?
Yeah, she's seen enough of other guys and then me. She had a string of losers before me that...
she can remember those.
So she'd be able to say, hey, why mine's different, or what she could describe about it that's different.
Do you think women's genitals look different?
Oh, God, no.
I was going to say.
I mean, they...
Could you describe one from another?
No. I mean, it depends on,
if somebody was a blonde and somebody was a brunette, maybe. Yeah, sure. But...
all of them are equally frightening.
Oh! Then why do you only want to go near them?
Oh, they feel good, but they look awful. They look terrible.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, really? That is the ugliest sight in the world.
You love that.
When you're a guy and the first time you see that, you go, whoa, that's what I've been waiting for? No wonder they hide it. No wonder girls won't let you near it.
Really? You didn't have
You
didn't even look.
Ooh, I looked. It's just like, whoa. There's too much nature going on down there.
Oh.
Too much nature.
Like, that's not a bunch of nature where you are.
Hey, I'm telling you from my perspective, okay?
That's kind of frightening, too, you know.
At least it's all external.
Yeah, that's what you can't understand. They should hide that.
Well, that's what's on your inside. But it's kind of scary because it looks like a volcano and kind of reacts like a volcano. It erupts. It's scary, but it's exciting and new.
Yeah.
That's, maybe it should be a little frightening. Otherwise, guys would be like going around raping every 5 seconds. Maybe,
Well, I think they are.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, no, they rape every 18 seconds. Now it's only, it would be every 5 seconds if it looked good down there.
Oh.
I think anything that great, God said, I don't want to make that visually appetizing.
Too pretty.
Right.
Because then everybody will they'll never stand up.
Right. It should feel pretty, not look pretty. The rest of you's got to look pretty. All right, I got to take a break, and then I'll continue with phone calls. We got a whole bunch of things going on, Robin. They're too numerous to explain. Tapes, various things. But I'll get to all that right after these words. Hey, by the way, 1-800-52-STERN, open for business. And let me just do a quick plug here. One of the stars of the backstage tape is Little Doug Batty.
Yes.
Little Doug Batty, of course, you saw him New Year's Eve. He's the guy in the wheelchair.
He has muscular dystrophy, right?
Yeah, so he says, so he claims.
Oh, stop it.
I just think he's an odd-looking guy who's just trying to, sort of network his way into something.
He's in that wheelchair to get girls?
Yeah, I think he can walk just fine. I wonder if Doug can walk at all. Hey, Doug, can you walk at all?
Hello?
Hey, Doug.
Yeah, Howard.
Yeah, how you doing? Can you walk at all?
Oh, no.
Really? Those legs are, useless?
Completely.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you try to move them, or are you just lazy?
Well, they can move a little, but they're not going to hold my weight.
Really? Because his legs are like Jerry Mahoney legs.
Oh.
Did you ever have a Jerry Mahoney puppet?
Yes. And they just sort of...
I think I've seen those.
Yeah, you've seen those.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know how you hold it and the legs just kind of hang?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about what these are good for.
Yeah, Jerry Mahoney legs.
They're like good for putting pants on. That's about it.
But Doug gets laid and stuff. Doug, the funniest part to me of the backstage tape, because a lot of people who saw us New Year's Eve, Doug really didn't get to do a whole lot New Year's Eve except eat sundaes off that Sunday girl.
He did?
Yeah, oh yeah, that was real funny. But backstage, you see him rolling around with a giant bottle of champagne, and he's slugging from the bottle.
The funniest thing to me is that the bottle is as big as Doug.
It's bigger. and Doug is just, Doug has, from the muscular dystrophy, those weak arms. He's got those weird little appendages, and he hauls that bottle of champagne up like a pro. Right, man? You came to life that night.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, I mean, come on. That was a great night. I mean, thanks a lot for having me there, Howard.
Hey, by the way, we have a guy here from the Doug Beatty fan club, a big fan of yours. Let him say hello to you.
Hello, Mr. Beatty.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Jesus Christ, I love you. You're my idol.
Well, you should, thanks.
Well, I'm about as big as a magnum of champagne myself.
That's right. He's small, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
About how small?
He looks up to you.
I'm about 26 inches tall.
How tall are you?
26 inches.
Oh, Doug's got you beat. He's 28 inches.
Oh, well, that's why he's my idol.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, they call me Maggot Boy.
Maggot Boy?
Yeah.
Why do they call you that?
I don't know, Maggot Boy.
All right, thank you.
Ever since I was a little kid. So, littler than I was.
All right, thank you.
So, Howard, thanks a lot for having me there at the pageant New Year's Eve.
Hey, by the way, so Doug is rolling around in the wheelchair. Uh-oh.
What's that?
What's that, Doug?
I don't know. I thought that was you guys.
I thought that was you.
Well, I don't think it was me.
Anyway, I really love Doug. I think he's always funny and stuff, and he's always got funny stuff to say. When he does that Jerry Lewis shtick, I always think it's funny. Doug is the guy who was in the National Enquirer because Jerry met him, and Jerry picked him up and shook him and smacked him in the head.
Picked him up out of his wheelchair.
Yeah. Jerry got upset with Doug because he was saying that Doug doesn't like the muscular dystrophy telethon.
He's never gotten anything from it.
He says, I never
It's a piece of crap.
It's a piece of crap. So the Jerry met him, and according to Doug, anyway, he says that Jerry smacked him in the head.
Yeah. Doug says if Jerry had given the money straight to him, he'd be much better off.
Well, I mean, not even all the money. It's just a little bit.
Yeah, not everything. It's just your fair share.
I'm not being greedy here, am I?
He's raised $300 billion.
I don't think a lot of people even have muscular dystrophy. It's not one of those really widespread diseases.
Well, how many people do you meet who have it?
Just you.
You're the first person we've ever met.
Yeah, I don't meet any. Do you ever meet any other muscular dystrophy type of people?
Oh, like maybe 2 or 3, like ever.
I think there's only like 9 people in the world with muscular dystrophy.
Well, I remember, Jacob Javits. I remember him having Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah, but he was an old man. He was healthy his whole life.
Yeah, and then there's Doug, but that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I actually have to agree. I don't think there are that many people that actually have the disease.
I think we should round up.
Do we really need this telethon every year?
I think it's just a front.
I think it's all just good marketing.
Yeah, I think that if basically you found out who else has muscular dystrophy, you guys split up the $9 billion they've raised.
You'd be fine.
And we'd all be like doing great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'd be getting laid every night.
Yeah, I mean, we all have millions.
But it's funny to watch Doug backstage on the tape rolling around trolling for women. He's got his bottle of champagne, and he does get laid though. The guy gets laid. He knows how to do it. He's got a good rap.
On occasion.
Right.
Have you ever had a girlfriend?
Oh, God, years ago. Not like recently.
I think it's hard to, when you're in a wheelchair, it's hard to.
Well, I mean, it's hard to get around and set things. Come on.
That's tough.
Yeah,
you always got to have that other guy there.
Yeah. Well, actually, I almost didn't in Newark.
Really?
Dave got arrested by federal authorities while getting off the airplane.
Wait a second. Hold on, let me get this straight. This is the night of the pay-per-view?
Right, as we came in a few days before, yeah.
Right.
Dave got picked up by federal authorities.
For what? This is the guy who wheels Doug around.
Right.
He was a little too celebratory on the flight over.
Oh, he drank too much?
Yeah, well, he started drinking before we left our house.
Right.
And by the time we got to Newark...
if you misbehave on a plane, they will arrest you.
Yeah.
I mean, the federal agents will.
Well, what was he doing on the plane?
It's impossible for me to get up and go to the bathroom.
Right.
On an airplane. So what the accepted form is, I put a blanket over my lap, and if I have to pee, I pee into one of the airline sickness bags.
Are you serious?
But that's the only way to do it. And those are like coated. It's not like they leak or anything.
I mean, if you have to go to the bathroom, you use one of the airline sickness bags?
Really? They expand.
Yeah.
Well, let me get this straight. if you go to the bathroom, you just sort of somehow maneuver yourself over an airline sickness bag.
Right.
And you go to the bathroom in the bag, and then
after I put like a blanket in my lap.
Right. I mean, yeah, you don't
so
do
you're
it.
not exposed.
Right. Exactly.
Right. You don't want to see that.
No.
And then when you're done, you hand it to a stewardess.
Oh no.
And do you really?
You really do?
Yeah.
And then.
You know, I have more respect for those people now.
Miss, could you dump this out for me?
And bring it back?
No, but make a new one.
You know, the stewardesses are shocked when I bring a Tupperware with my own food in it, and they start congregating and making comments. I can't imagine when you hand her a sack full of urine.
Well, what happens is I do my thing.
Doesn't it leak?
No, because it's like plastic coated.
Really?
So the vomit doesn't leak out either.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to take vomit, you might as well take that.
I had no idea that's how you go to the bathroom on a plane.
Well, if you can't get up for some reason, if you're not able.
Yeah, now listen.
Because there's no way that you can have a wheelchair in the airplane. It's too small.
Miss, I got a dude. Could you bring me one of those little plastic, corny gray trays?
Yeah, what if you have to go number 2?
Oh, then you're screwed.
I can't do it in your chair.
Luckily, I've never had that opportunity. So.
Really?
But so what happens? But
do you drink a lot on the plane? I mean, do you go to the bathroom like 2 or 3 times on the flight from Los Angeles to New York?
No, just once.
Just one time?
Just once, yeah.
Is it embarrassing?
Often everybody's like asleep or watching the movie or whatever.
I'd be watching you.
Well, you will be from now on. You want to sit next to him.
Yeah, next time. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. I'd like to direct your attention right now to Mr. Batty in seat 105, who will be going to the bathroom. I think you'll find it quite entertaining, and then we'll begin our feature.
But your plumbing works okay. I mean, you don't have to do anything special with a catheter or anything.
No. Right. It's whip it out,
I didn't realize.
I had no idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts. Mr. Batty in seat 105 will be... Wait, I want to recreate that noise. Wait a second. Give me a second here. I think I can recreate that noise. If you give me a second.
Yeah, those bells.
Yeah.
Oh, this should be good.
Right.
Hi, this is your captain. Something wrong with our bell. I almost had it.
A little sick of the bell.
Yeah, I can't get him to go twice in a row the way they do it.
Hello, this is your captain. Please take a look at seat 105 right now. Mr. Batty, I just turned on the no peeing sign.
So wait a second, let me get this straight.
Okay.
You go on there with Dave, who wheels you around, who's a nice guy to do that. I mean, this guy Dave devoted his life to Doug.
Well, he gets paid.
Yeah.
Well, he does all right for himself, yeah.
How does he get paid doing all this? Does he get, like, money from you?
Yeah.
Oh, from, like, your Social Security or something?
Yeah, he gets money every month, so and he gets to hang out with me, so,
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's just devoted his life to
it's not like he's Gandhi or something.
Plus, when Sam Kinison was alive, not only did Doug hang around with Sam, but Dave got to hang around with Sam.
Anywhere Dave was, I mean, Doug was, Dave had to be.
And there were lots of women. In fact, little Doug's sex life died with Sam, quite frankly.
It's in that box with Sam.
Yeah, it's buried somewhere about 6 feet under.
Yes, I think it's out somewhere in Oklahoma in a grave.
No, because he used to get you women, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like dried up.
Well, it's now he used to be.
No. But anyway.
What is?
So Doug is on the New Year's Eve tape. I'll get back to his airline story. I've never heard an airline story quite like this. Usually you see a comedian on the...
about this.
Usually you see a comedian on the Tonight Show or something, talking about his airline experiences.
How many people here hate to fly?
Oh, me.
Thank you.
How about that airline food?
Thank you. You know those little bags of peanuts they give you?
Yeah.
What's going on there? I mean, they know how hungry you are.
Yeah. Little airline jokes. So anyway... hey, you know those bags they give you to vomit in? Anybody ever try to go to the bathroom in one of those?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what I mean.
Is it me or are those stewardesses 100 years old? And what's with those stewards? Hey, anybody ever try to position themselves in their wheelchair to go to the bathroom in those vomit bags? Thank you. Thank you.
Ever sit next to a comedian on a plane who's looking for material?
Thank you. Thank you.
That's hell on earth.
Thank you. Oh, they're little comedians with their airline. I guess they sit around for 6 hours and think up stuff. Don't all those pilots sound like pilots?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for laughing with my observation.
You guys have been great.
You guys have been great. Good night.
Try the veal. I'll be here all week.
Thank you both. Anyway, so
See, you always thought these women didn't do anything in men. You've underrated them.
Well, this time they actually didn't do anything.
What do you mean?
Well, what happens is, I mean...
All right, so you were on the plane, and Dave, your assistant there, is drinking pretty heavily.
And I actually went and slept most of the way.
Right, and then you get up, you had to go to the bathroom,
right.
So he wasn't there helping you, or what?
Well, he was just sitting there. I mean, he'd already, helped himself by, accidentally dropping his meal on the floor and stuff, and throwing up a couple of times.
Did he throw up?
Yeah.
So he used both bags?
Yeah, but they brought him plenty of extras.
You guys are a lot of fun.
And so he does this, and I wake up, and I do my thing. I go to the bathroom, and I just, hand him the bag. He says, don't worry, because don't worry, I'll take it up myself.
Right.
And he gets up, and he's like,
oh, no.
Maybe it was motion sickness, but I don't think so. But he starts walking to the bathroom, and he stumbles and drops his bag full of urine on two stewardesses.
Oh man. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. So I'm just sitting there going, oh God.
Guys, you're going to the and when you're going to the bathroom in a bag on a plane, is the stewardess vomiting in a bag? I mean,
this time I think they were.
I just see a great scene from a movie, guys. Everyone's doing something into a bag.
Everybody gets their bag out at once.
Yeah, some people are, people are just doing everything into a bag. That's bad. I had no idea you do that into a bag.
Yeah.
Can you does it
ever go over?
Yeah, does everything fit into one bag?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Good for you.
Oh, good.
So what ends up happening
those bags weren't that big.
I once farted into a baggie, but that was about as far as I went. See if I can hold on to it.
No, was it on an airplane?
No, I'm just kidding.
That's funny. And then he spilled it on the stewardesses.
He dumped it
because it was so loaded, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So did they start yelling at him?
Yeah, they were kind of pissed, but they kept it sort of in check. And then an hour later we landed.
Did they know what it was and everything? Did they figure it out?
Oh yeah. I think once they smelled it or something.
Wow.
But
were you embarrassed?
We landed at Newark. The whole time I'm profusely apologizing.
Right.
And about an hour later we landed at Newark, and 6 Port Authority police come on board and grab Dave.
You know why? If you had just accidentally spilled it on someone else, the stewardesses would have been all bent out of shape anyway.
Right.
The point is, it was because it was on them.
It was on them, exactly.
So they phoned down to the landing, to the airport.
The airport,
and
they
have
had the
them
cops
waiting.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had also had, a couple of incidences of throwing the food on the floor and vomiting, too. So he had really brought himself to their attention.
You mean...
Yeah, he wasn't real low.
You mean they're gonna call the authorities if you vomit on a plane?
Twice.
Oh, come on.
But then why do they have those bags there?
Yeah, after your use.
How come Gene Hackman never tells you about these things in those nice commercials?
Yeah, I know. Come join us. Fly TWA. Yeah. I'll tell you something, it's funny with the stewardesses. They're hostile to begin with. I mean, they hate their jobs before you throw up and pee on them. So you can imagine how they feel after something like this happens. They're flipping out. So, okay.
Arrested for that.
Yeah.
You get to the airport.
Yeah, okay,
and then when they arrest him, obviously he wheels you, so you have to go with him.
Right. So they said, well, well, come on, you'll come with us, and we're not arresting you. I didn't really arrest you, so they detained him for the FBI.
Oh, yeah, the FBI has to investigate this?
Yeah.
Well, because once you're up in the air, that's federal territory.
Yeah, it is. The skies are federal territory. Anything that happens in an airplane, the FBI has to be called in.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine?
But you know how the stewardesses stand there and, like, they're so annoying. They say goodbye individually to every single person. They're like dripping.
Well, I just can't imagine how angry they must have been.
Man.
Oh, they were pissed.
Because they're pretty. Yeah, we know.
Really?
We know. Funny choice of words. So anyway, you get off the plane, they detain you, and then you, of course, got to our New Year's Eve show. And Doug really is one of the stars of the backstage tape. He's great. It's a lot of fun. So I suggest you get 1-800-52-STERN and grab it up quick because, quite frankly, even with the Leroy Neiman poster and everything else that's included in it, those will become collector's items. We will stop selling them at some point. And I've been selling it now for a while, so, the day will come soon. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Who's back there laughing? Was that you, or?
No, that was Dave. He can laugh now, but
right.
But
nothing came of it. You didn't have to pay any fines or anything.
No, what happened was we were detained for about 4 hours at the Port Authority police station there at the airport, and then finally the FBI guys came down. They interviewed the stewardesses, interviewed me, interviewed Dave, and just realized it was basically just a drunken accident, but only after they...
Poor, to be quite honest with you. What is it, Baba Phony?
Hey, Doug, didn't they tell you and Dave that, they had your picture and they were going to be showing it around bars in New Jersey? Because they asked them where they were going.
Really?
They said what they done. They said there was no drinking for Dave while he was in New Jersey, and they would take his picture and fax it to every bar in the area.
You know what that's like? When you're a little kid and you get arrested for shoplifting, which everyone does, then the guy calls you in the back, and they don't even call the cops, and he just tells you, listen, if this ever happens again, I'm gonna distribute your picture to every 5 and 10. You're going to jail. You're gonna be doing hard time. And it's like, yeah, okay. We're calling your parents.
Where's the camera?
All right, and then they never do.
The whole world's watching.
Yeah, I mean, what do they think? You guys are retards?
All right, I'll put the tube stocks back.
They probably feel bad for you. If I was you, I would have just started having a convulsion. I would just start rocking in my chair and stuff, going.
Oh no! I was having a fairly good time with it.
Oh really? You liked it?
It was so funny because the Port Authority police were figured out who I was, and I said, yeah, well, I'm here for the Howard Stern pay-per-view. And they're taking all these pictures with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you were like a celebrity there.
They're going, yeah. Dave's sitting there naked in a cell. Meanwhile, I'm out there. They're going and getting me food and stuff.
Oh, so you had a good time.
They're taking wacky pictures with me and stuff.
Oh, okay. Hey, by the way, Doug Batty has a movie out called Star Baby. It airs tonight on WNYC at 9:30 p.m. I don't know what WNYC is here in New York. What is that? What channel?
It's a PBS station.
PBS?
Yeah.
Is that channel 34?
31.
31?
I think it's 31, yeah.
And what is Star Baby?
Star Baby is a short film that we did about a year and a half ago that Dave and I helped write and then we star in.
Right.
And it's a story of this girl that comes to Hollywood and gets mixed up with us and gets mixed up with this Luke Perry look-alike, and it's just about how the town just kind of screws her over. True-length version.
Yeah, because if there is, I gotta watch that.
You should just have a film of your flight from Los Angeles to Newark.
I guess when you have muscular dystrophy, there's a whole bunch of things we just haven't figured out to ask Doug about.
Don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there must be some cool things going on there that you normally can't get away with. Because personally, I hate getting up to go to use one of those little bathrooms. I'd much prefer a vomit bag. I didn't realize it.
Next time, just tell them, have somebody wheel you to the gate in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I'll just sit there I'll just sit there and pretend like I have muscular dystrophy.
I had no idea that wheelchair-bound people had to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you wipe yourself?
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know what you can and can't do. I don't know how much that guy Dave has to do for you. What's he have to bathe you and stuff?
No, he puts me in the shower and that's,
And you can go in the shower?
You sit in the shower, though. There's a chair there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so you get all naked and then Dave picks you up and throws you in the shower?
More or less, yeah.
Oh.
Does Dave ever get mad at you and play tricks on you?
On occasion, yeah.
Oh, great.
That's rotten.
Yeah, I don't go for that.
I mean, nothing bad.
Right.
Leave you in the shower for a couple of hours.
No.
Go away.
Hey, a monologue.
Oh, turn that water off. Oh, Dave, where the hell are you, Dave?
Don't give Dave any ideas.
I'm drowning. I'm drowning already.
You're drowning in the shower? All right, Doug. The movie is Star Baby.
Star Baby.
Airs tonight on WNYC at 9:30 p.m. If you want to see Doug Batty, if you want to see him on our tape, 1-800-52-STERN. He's backstage. He's all over the place, and you must be 18 or older to see Doug.
Man, that was wild. That was a great time, Howard.
Yeah, you were having a good time hauling up that big champagne bottle.
Oh, and actually, like 4 days before that we were there,
you
at the
went to
hotel
all the
was
parties.
nuts.
And we always have arguments when we watch the backstage tape because we always say Doug has a pipe or something in his chest. You know what I mean? Where you got that like that.
It's a brace.
Is that the brace you wear underneath?
No, that's just me.
That's just you?
You don't wear a brace.
No.
What is that thing?
That's just me.
That's you?
Yes.
No, that's that barrel chested.
No.
That's just his chest. He's such a little guy. You just notice his bone structure sticking out.
Blade sticking out.
Personally, I think it looks good.
Yeah, I always thought it was a brace.
He looks built.
No.
We never know what's going on with you. Next pay-per-view I do, you got to be naked on the whole thing.
He's going to take care of you for a day. He wants to be Dave.
I want to push you around for a day and see what's going on. I want to do everything Dave does.
Okay, that will be the next phase for me.
I want to hold you in my arms naked and throw you into the shower. Get you naked. I want to attend to your bag of urine. The whole thing. I'll be Dave for a day.
How come you can't take a urinal on?
What, a little urinal, like a porta potty? It's just doesn't drop light.
No. I mean, they come in little plastic
They have
now.
auto John.
Oh, do they?
Right. Yeah, with a little funnel and a little bottle.
Yeah, why would you go in a bag?
Why would I? Yeah, but why would I do that? And then we saw the bag.
Right.
But a urinal, at least you just take it, you dump it.
Yeah, but he's saying the bag does the same exact thing.
Exactly.
And if Dave wasn't so drunk, it never would have happened.
I mean, I've actually done this probably 50 times on airplanes.
I just can't believe that normally.
Times there been a problem.
I just can't believe that normally you hand the bag to a stewardess. that's the thing that's blowing my mind. That like this on this one occasion, Dave was willing to carry it. I would think on every occasion, say, hey, Dave, look, I don't want to give this to a stewardess. This is a bag of, my bodily fluid.
Make sure you give it to the pretty one.
You know what I'm saying?
Then she goes back and starts handing out trays of food.
Do you tell her what, like when you hand her this bag of, do you say, excuse me, I went to the bathroom in this bag?
Yeah, be careful, it's liquid.
Yeah, I mean, do you warn her in any way?
Well, yeah, of course.
What do you say to her?
Well, you just explain the situation. They're usually very understanding.
Do you get on the plane and you say, listen, I have this problem, and during this flight I may need to go to the bathroom, so, you explain it right up front?
Not usually, because usually they figure it out.
Right.
If he's being carried onto the plane, it doesn't look like he's getting up to go to the...
Do you staple the top of the bag?
No, you roll it over. There's like a tab thing.
Yeah, I know.
Twist ties.
You put a wedge of lime on the top.
What'd you say?
You put a wedge of lime on the top.
No, but I just think it's amazing to hand that to... I would never hand that to the stewards if I had that guy Dave sitting next to me. I'd say, hey, man, you go get rid of this.
Is there a limit to, like, how full you make it? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
At some point.
I just think that's a weird vibe. And doesn't the whole plane start to smell a little bit?
Throw it in the garbage? Or does the stewardess have to go in
pour it down the toilet?
That's got to be disgusting.
No, I mean, that's a rough job.
That's a glove job.
I don't know if you get into stewardessing for that.
That's what I'm saying. The stewardess aren't running around in rubber gloves.
No.
That's gotta take that with their hands.
Yeah, that's got to make them go, I'm going to go back to being a waitress.
Then
you know what? I'd rather be unemployed.
Yeah. What'd you say?
The bag's got to go somewhere after you dump the urine out.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's got to go in the garbage. It's the whole thing. I would have that guy Dave do that. That's what he's paid to do.
No, look at what he did. The one time he took it.
See, the one time.
Let me ask you something, Robin. Wouldn't you drink a lot before you had to go do something like that? Wouldn't you want to be drunk as a skunk?
Hey, remember I was a nurse. I used to do a lot of things.
Not in a vomit bag. Hey, anyway, Doug, we'll watch you tonight on WNYC at 9:30.
All right. Yes, it's at 9:30 on WNYC.
All right.
Half-hour film, very good.
Hey, thanks, Doug.
Thanks a lot, Howard.
All right, you're our hero.
Bye-bye, man.
All right, man. He's a good guy, Doug Batty. I like him. I always like Doug.
See, where can you get information like that?
Ever since Sam Kinison introduced me to him. Always a big fan of Doug Batty and his going...
And Dave.
We always learn something new about him.
Every time we talk to him.
See, Jerry Lewis ought to talk about this stuff on the telethon. I'd donate a couple of bucks after I hear a guy's got to go to the bathroom in a vomit bag on a plane in front of a bunch of stewardesses.
Stuff they don't tell you.
I would definitely give a couple of bucks.
More than a couple.
Yeah.
For more vomit bags. Bigger and sturdier vomit bags.
You know,
I don't, you know,
you do those little video pieces where they.
I don't think one vomit bag would hold.
Everybody's a little guy.
All of my urine.
Look, the bag is about this long.
No, it's not.
It's that long, Howard.
All right,
there isn't that much
and it's
room
not that wide, and you still have to have, room to fold over
That's what I'm
and put
saying.
those little tabs.
That's not a big bag.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but how big I could fill up 2 of those bags.
You've got to stop and start again.
How big do you think Doug's bladder is?
Bag.
Wait, everyone's talking at the same time. What?
How big do you think Doug's bladder is? Oh, he's a small guy. I don't. In other words, what you can do and what he can do, I think, would be 2 different things.
I don't think so. He drinks.
But he said he was sleeping most of the time. I think on a plane, since he has to do that.
Excuse me. Have you ever slept after you sleep? That's your worst.
Yep.
That's the worst time to go.
Wait a minute. He doesn't drink. What I'm saying is he doesn't drink on the plane.
Oh, I don't know. I just don't know what's going on there.
Because he knows that he's going to have to go in a bag.
See, but if I knew that I had to go to the bathroom in a bag on a plane, I wouldn't drink for 3 days before I was taking a flight, okay? I'd much prefer to skip that process. Dry out as much as possible like a prune.
Dehydrate.
Yeah, all right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
Hello, my dear friends. This is Paddington saying you're listening to a fabulous, fantastic, the world's most wanted show, the fabulous Howard Stern Show.
Hey, thank you, Tiny. Jackie Platinum joke page Martling. To order Jackie's wild new comedy CD, only $10 plus free shipping and handling. Price includes full-color Jokeland catalog. Call 1-800-323-5464. And Friday night, May 27th, Jackie at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. For dirty jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE.
Think about it.
Thank you. Oh. Oh. Billy, can you imitate that one?
What was that one?
Good, any more for
Nobody could. That's otherworldly.
What is that from?
It's like Fred. Yabba dabba do.
Yogi Bear.
What in the world is going on when he does that?
I think he's calling in the cattle. Billy puts on this ungodly face when he.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he does the impression of Jackie.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, that's enough. All right, very good.
What a laugh. Happiest man in the world.
Yeah, happy Jackie. Rochester, you're on the air.
Oh, yes, hi.
Hi, you're on the air. Hi, you're on the air.
Oh, Howard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just wanted to ask you about something which occurred last week, and I didn't tune in to hear you talk about it, about John.
Stuttering John.
John Wayne Bobbitt.
Oh, John Wayne Bobbitt.
Right.
I have no
Talking
comment.
about his arrest.
No comment.
You're not commenting
no,
on that?
I don't. I'm very upset about
I
it.
can't believe you.
Man, there's nothing to say. I guess you know.
Huh? What?
John Wayne, what happened that night?
I don't know.
Did you beat your girlfriend?
Huh?
I said, did you beat your girlfriend?
No. I can't talk about it. What?
I don't know what happened.
From what I understand,
I don't know.
he and the girlfriend got into a verbal argument.
No.
And then she says he threw her against the wall and then punched a couple of holes in either a wall or a door and then left. And he was arrested about 3 a.m. that morning when he came home, and police picked him up at that time, rather in a state of drunkenness.
So he punched the walls. He didn't punch her.
Yes, he claimed that the reason he punched the holes in the walls was so he didn't get violent with her.
Oh, okay.
And now a spokesman for the girl says that, you know, it was a misunderstanding on both their parts, and that they're more emotionally upset than any physical problem being around.
Yeah, see, she didn't cut off his penis. See, the thing I objected to, I always said, I don't care if John Wayne Bobbitt was abusive or not. That night, she came home and plotted his punishment. Where they had already separated. She came back to him. I said, what is she doing? Why would a woman come in? In other words, if a guy is angry at his wife and cuts off her breast, if he does a premeditated thing, he says, hey, I'm going to cut off her breast on May 25th. That's what I had a problem with. I didn't like the idea that everyone was taking justice into their own hands. You know, Lorena Bobbitt committed a crime.
I know what you're saying, but also at the same time, I think that John Wayne comes off like he has not been abusive whatsoever.
Yeah, it sounds like he has been abusive. I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm not in their bedroom. I'm just saying that it wasn't like it was one of those nights where he was beating the crap out of her and she just said, that's it, I'm going to cut your penis off.
He did claim that he had sex with her against her will, Howard. You may not consider that violence.
Oh, come on.
But some people do.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah, but
John Wayne, what about that? What about what Robin just brought up?
What?
I said, what about that?
Didn't do anything. I wasn't anywhere.
I wasn't anywhere.
I never met anyone.
You're innocent of all sorts. So there you have it. He wasn't anywhere. And
I don't force nothing. I'm innocent.
Right.
I didn't touch nobody. I never drank a drop. My life was perfect.
Because my mother got a hold of me.
Did she? Oh, I wish I could have been there.
Well, this weekend was family weekend because my daughter turned 11. Can you believe I have an 11-year-old?
Yes, I believe that.
Isn't that something?
I knew that was going to happen to you one day.
Didn't time fly? I couldn't believe it. Like, I looked at my little baby, and she was 11 years old.
No little baby anymore.
And anyway, so we threw a party for the kid, you know, which is ridiculous because these parties are completely out of hand. She had like 50 friends to dance, like they had a dance party.
50?
Yeah, it was like 50 kids, and I just said to my wife, you know, what is this? This is bigger than a wedding. I said, at what point do the kids start having like a regular party where they have 3 or 4 friends over from school or from camp?
Oh, because every year it keeps getting bigger and bigger. There's never been just a little thing, and then when you observe the 16th, it's a big deal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, things like that.
I mean, I just said this is like a brat mitzvah. I mean, you know, it's like...
a brat mitzvah.
That's what I call them. All the little brats running around. I said, this is unbelievable. I said, these parties are ridiculous.
They keep getting bigger every year.
So my wife swears that this is the last year for the big party. I said because
then her 16th wouldn't be any big deal.
Yeah,
you're going to keep this way.
Yeah, and that's what I said to my wife. It's just like it's ridiculous because you end up offending some kid in her school, or you know, it's at some point you got to sort of downplay the thing, and we can make a big deal about her birthday and all that kind of thing. I said, but there's a little. My wife's really into birthdays. It's one of the things that always bugged me about her. Like, even when we were going out, like she's really into her own birthday, and it's got to be like a big deal, her birthday. And in my family, we never played up birthdays. You know what I mean? It was just like, we're born, big deal.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Yeah.
You crawled out.
I said to my wife, I mean, what's next? What are we going to take the kid on safari for the next birthday?
I mean, the space shuttle.
Yeah, the space shuttle. We'll rent it out. So, but my daughter loved it. I mean, she's an appreciative kid, at least, and wasn't like, you know.
Was it a boy-girl party or just
No,
girls?
just girls. No boys. Boys ruin it because boys won't dance. And the kids love, at that age, just having a good time.
Without the pressure of whether he's going to ask you to dance and all that.
Yeah, and it ruins the whole thing. So, boys ruin everything. Let's be honest.
You figured that out now that you've had all these women in your life?
Yeah, because all they do is stand around and throw stuff at each other. And then my daughter had like 11 of her camp friends sleep over that night. And I was like in a coma. And my wife had lectured me for 2 weeks, said, you better help out. You better help out. I'm sick and tired of being alone in this parenting thing. You've got to help out. I'm sick and tired of it. And I go, listen, honey, I can't take my kids out in public sometimes because it gets crazy. And it really does. It gets nuts. Because I'm so big and gorky.
You can't be missed.
With the hair. I can't be missed. And I'm not trying to be a big shot or anything, but there are times where it gets really weird. I can't even concentrate on the kid. We're busy running to the car every minute. So it gets crazy. So I said, I'm going to help you with the birthday party. That's nothing where, that's something I can help out with.
That's in the house. You can do that.
Yeah. So,
how'd you help?
Well, first we had to go. The dance party was held at another place.
Okay.
It's like a little place where they have dance parties.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like a disc jockey. And they had a black guy who does all the, rap it to the kids. And he was really good.
Uh-huh.
He was real good. Because he could dance and he talks to the kids out. For some reason they respond to him.
You wouldn't want to give his name so that he could get some work out of it.
Don't know his name. I think it was Otis. I don't know. I don't know what his name was. But, no, this guy gets plenty of work. He don't need me.
He doesn't need
No,
you.
I'd rather keep my part of my life private.
It's over now. You're not going to have him again.
That's true.
Let him go on.
Then, and it was real cool, too. My wife set it up, so they didn't even know I was coming. In other words, she did it under a different name. They didn't know.
There were no parents there.
No. It was just my parents and, me and my wife and one other parent.
Uh-huh.
Jill was there. Jill, you know Jill. And I'd also had a clown booked for the party, but he's on death row in Illinois and couldn't get there.
Oh, no. Jesus. Howard?
Yeah. So,
can I ask you another thing, too?
Yeah.
I just want to say first, though, when you come on the line, I think why I sounded like a total moron, and I kept on saying, hello, hello.
Yeah.
On the phone, your voice does not sound like you at all.
Yeah, well, I try to make it sound different on the phone. I have a fetish about that.
Okay, because that's
no, I know. It takes you by surprise, and the problem is that we don't have a screener. Like, Gary should prepare you that I'm coming on, but I don't know. It just sounds like too much work.
Okay, and I just...
By the way, I hate to tell you this. The reason it doesn't sound like me, this isn't Howard. This is Fafafui.
No, I know it's definitely Howard.
Well, I don't sound like myself. What do you mean?
Well, now you sound like you. But when you do pick up, it doesn't sound like you.
Right. Okay, I understand.
I just want to ask, do you think John will be back on your show, or is he kind of stand now?
Are you John Wayne Bobbitt fan?
I absolutely cannot stand him, and I was so happy about this occurring. I thought, I can't wait.
You feel vindicated?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Well,
enormously so.
What did your mother say?
My mother was in her car. Thank God she doesn't have a car phone. When you announced that on Friday that John Wayne Bobbitt had beaten up his girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Because she was going to call in.
Oh,
wait a second. John Wayne has to say something. Yes, John Wayne?
I wouldn't cold cock that bitch even if she needed it.
Thank you, John Wayne.
What?
That's the most you've ever said.
Huh?
Okay.
I remember even at the Jackie Mason show when Jackie Mason brought up John Wayne Bobbitt and Lorena and said that, she cut off his feet. Your mother started applauding. He hadn't even told a joke yet. He hadn't even got to his punchline.
The last time I take my mother to a play. So inappropriate. Because my mother says, I don't know why you're raising money for him. I go, Ma, raising money for him because he's hot in the news. The guy had his penis cut off, and I feel bad for him. Anybody who gets their penis cut off, I feel bad.
Not anybody. I mean,
right, I totally agree. Robin.
Penis
it was a big story.
And if it had turned out he had been a rapist, you wouldn't have felt good for him either, or bad for him either.
No, I wouldn't have. But I felt it was one of these premeditated. She came back as going to administer justice.
You still add your own little twist to the story.
Well, hey, I got to do something. I don't want to be wrong. I still have to back up my position. I'll never be wrong.
Oh, you.
Howard, I think you should totally ban him from that show. Just ban him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, don't you want to hear his...
Ban him.
All right, John Wayne, you're banned.
I didn't hit nobody. I don't even own a hand.
You don't have your own hand?
No, I'm as gentle as a nun with no arms.
All right.
I'm gentle. I'll break her jaw. What?
Thank you.
What?
I'll be quiet.
I heard that the girl was supposed to be doing some kind of a Playboy. She and John had gotten some kind of Playboy deal.
Yeah.
What?
It's the black and blue issue.
You're bad, Howard.
What?
You're bad. Very bad.
I'm nationwide.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Howard?
Yes.
You're kind of new in this area for about a year or so.
Yes.
And I never heard you until you came into this area. And And I just want to say that I really adore you.
Thank you.
And Jackie, I especially adore too.
Really? Why
Yeah,
is that?
I do.
I mean, certainly that's not necessary.
I just adore him. I think he's great. And Tom, too. I like Tom too.
You wrecked it, lady.
Tom, all right.
Yes, I
You like Tom Chiusano?
He's so boring, you just have to love him.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye. One of our voters, Robin, in Rochester, New York.
Oh, good.
Hey, I'm coming into work this morning. I see this huge white truck with Howard Stern for governor on it.
What was that?
I don't know. Don't know anything about it.
Somebody just put it on their truck?
Yeah. It was cool.
That was nice.
Grassroots advertising. It's kind of neat. I got to get in touch with my running mate. I haven't spoken to him since the convention.
What's going on with that makeover?
We're working on it. I think it'll happen this week.
Okay.
We got some people who are going to help us with the makeover. Hey, Gary, who are those people that help? I know Ralph has lined up. I think NBO is going to do the suit.
Mm-hmm.
All the hairstyling and everything is going to be done where?
A salon in town called Warren Trichomi.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's like one of those,
Did you yell this weekend or something?
No, I'm fine.
What's with your voice?
I don't know.
Something with his nose, I think.
Yeah, my allergies were acting up a little bit, that's all.
His allergies.
When did it work?
No, it's because you don't go to sleep.
I sleep fine.
Do you?
Yeah.
He goes out all night. He goes out every night of the week.
I don't go out every night of the week. And
goes to the various free parties and stuff, and then he comes in and he's all foggy in his voice.
All I did this weekend was spend time with my family.
Really?
That's all I did the entire weekend. I didn't have a drink this weekend, and I didn't go out this weekend.
Maybe it is your allergies.
I'm in bed by 10 o'clock now.
I forget what you're allergic to, work and responsibility.
Yeah.
I think that's what that's why when you come in here, your voice is shot. I don't know. I've known you a couple of years now, and you never used to have allergies and a foggy voice.
Certainly you couldn't develop allergies.
No, you can't.
No, that wouldn't be.
Why would you develop allergies all of a sudden?
It can happen. Ask a doctor.
Get lost.
Robin, can you...
oh, come on.
Robin,
that's all nervousness.
Can you develop allergies? Can a person develop them at a later age?
If you're going to go with conventional wisdom, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. I've never heard of that.
Never?
Almost everybody who has allergies develop them as they get older.
It's called a nervous condition.
It's called stress, yes, but it's an allergy when it comes with pollen.
Yeah, well, calm down.
What?
I said calm down.
Okay. I remember I said that to you once and I got yelled at.
Dr. Stimpy, can you can you develop an allergy?
Yes, you can.
Good.
Froggy.
What was I talking about?
We're going to the salon. It's called Warren Trichomi. NBO is going to provide the suit. We're probably going to do it a little bit later on this week.
Yeah, because my running mate definitely needs an overhaul.
And is he on his diet? Has he lost any weight?
He says he's working out a little bit, but I got to tell you, he's a pretty funny guy.
Yeah.
He said, well, what are you guys going to do to me? I said, the haircut, the suit. I said, maybe even get you like a manicure. Manicure? It was like all bumming out. Like,
oh, really?
Some sort of girly thing.
Yeah, but, his nails need a little work.
Hey, has he ever seen Mario's fingernails? They're beautiful.
Right. Beautiful, like a princess. And you know what? Maybe dye his hair and get the mustache in shape. Nobody wants a big mustachioed governor.
We're trying to spring this on him slowly.
All right.
I don't think he's ready to have his hair done. We're just going to do it when we get there.
Come on, let's do it.
Just let's make him look like a nice, good young guy.
Yeah.
He is a young guy.
He is, and he should look like
He just needs to look like one.
Yeah, he just has to get his whole act together. Because I saw his high school yearbook picture, and he looked handsome.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Let me see.
You wouldn't even recognize him. Yeah, look, show Robin.
Because he's got good-looking sons. I was like,
he's a good-looking guy. Stan's fine looking. He's got to get back into that kind of shape.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
See?
He's a good-looking guy.
Get rid of that mustache.
Completely.
He has a nice face there.
Yeah. We thought you were hiding like a hair lip or something. All right. Anyway, I got to take a break here. We'll be back right after these words. Hey, Fafa Fooey, forget it. I had that Entertainment Tonight. I had that Entertainment Tonight piece that I was going to play, but the leader tape is broken.
Oh.
But that's cool. I don't know if I'm going to play it.
I was looking at John Tesh the other day and wondering how he felt about our review of his latest album.
Yeah, you liked it. Laura Lackner loves it.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. She loves it. Says it relaxes her. Yeah.
Want to talk to a woman that went to go see Jerry Seinfeld at Valley Forge Music Fair. Jerry does Q&A at the end of his shows.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Of course, your name came up.
How you doing?
Hi, Howard.
Hi, how are you?
What's up?
Okay.
I should probably play that Saturday Night Live piece again, too. Did you see Saturday Night Live?
No, I didn't.
They did a parody of me and Robin and...
Governor Cuomo was
Governor
Cuomo.
Yeah, debate. It was funny. It was Michael McKean. He's real good.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was real good. I'll play it for you.
No one did but us.
Yeah. We're the only ones who saw it. It's amazing how few people see that show.
Well, you know what? Ever since, like, I used to watch it when I was younger, and now it's, like, horrendous.
Yeah, they've been having a rough season. They brought in Michael McKean, the guy who used to play Lenny from Lenny and Squiggy, and he was in Spinal Tap.
Good.
Yeah, he's real funny, though.
Oh, Lenny's hysterical.
Yeah, and we've known him for years, so he finally got added to the cast there because they're nervous that Phil Hartman's going to leave, and they need a guy to sort of play utility who's really got some talent. And he did this parody, which is really funny. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was right on.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Well, you don't have to be sorry. I mean, it's no sweat off my back.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
I mean, it's
really.
okay.
But, I mean...
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, see, I really, like, if there's something else on TV, if I'm home, I just don't watch
Well, tell me about Jerry Seinfeld. What happened?
This is what happened. My boyfriend and I went to go see Seinfeld on Friday night. And, first of all, his whole entire show was his book.
Oh, you're kidding?
No.
It's a stand-up act.
Yes, a stand-up act.
Yeah, Jerry...
I'm going to pay, like, you know, like, whatever, it's $35, but if I'm going to pay it, like, I think I'd like to see something original.
I don't think Jerry put a lot of thought into his book. He just basically did his stand-up
See,
act.
I thought the book was supposed to be stand-up stuff that he no longer used.
I guess not. I guess he... You know what it is? It's a reading from his book. He's a real good stand-up comic. I'm surprised to hear that.
You know, he's definitely funny.
Yeah.
He's definitely funny. I mean, when I watch that show, he's not my favorite character, but he is definitely funny.
Okay, so anyway, what happened at the Q&A?
We go to the show, and he does his shtick for an hour, and then he leaves, and everyone's clapping, and he comes back out, and he says, well, why don't you guys ask me some questions, which I thought was pretty cool.
And I'll show you how witty I am off the top of my head.
I'll show you how quick I am on my feet.
Watch how quick I can respond to your questions in a funny way, just like old Carol Burnett show.
Not only have I memorized my book, but I can be funny off the top of my head.
Ask those questions.
Well, the point is, he couldn't be funny off the top of his head.
It was tough, huh? It's not an easy trick. I guess, now that he's tabloid fodder. Isn't it funny? Everyone wants to know about his 17-year-old girlfriend, I'm sure. And
well, now she's I guess she's grown. I heard that she's 19 now.
Yeah, she's 19.
My friend goes to, my boyfriend's sister has a lot of friends that go to GW, and she has a beeper attached to her.
I just read that.
And whenever Jerry wants to call her, he beeps her. Well, one time, she was at a fraternity party, and he beeped her. And so when she left, after she got off the phone, all the fraternity brothers went into the room and star 69'd him.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. When you punch up star 69, you can call Jerry back, I guess.
That's great.
Is that great?
Yeah, that star 69 thing is kind of cool.
Yeah, especially if you're Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, you think Jerry, if he wanted to do 5 new minutes in his nightclub act, why does he do 5 new minutes on Shoshana Lonsky?
Yeah, like being a middle-aged man dating a girl in college.
There's no humor in it. I don't know. I can't seem to find any.
Well, basically what happened was when everybody was asking him all these questions, like, people were asking like these stupid questions, like, what's your favorite cereal? Like, I'm 40 today. I hear you are too. Can I give you a kiss? Like dumb ones like that.
Really?
And then one guy's like,
I'd say, hey, what are those 2 huge lumps on your girlfriend's chest?
Just how big are they?
How big are they?
How much do they weigh?
Those are so big, they wouldn't even fit on a good-sized vomit bag on an airplane. Well, speaking of airplanes...
like that on anybody here, man. They're huge.
They're huge.
Huge.
Why is it called Star 69? I'm a star in Shoshana and I 69.
It's the perfect number to get me on.
Yeah, that's perfect, Star 69. So anyway, yeah, they brought up my name?
So they brought up your name, basically, like, right after the question, do you want to kiss my 16-year-old daughter? I said, Anthony, I'm like, go in with it. I'm like, with my boyfriend, I'm like, just say.
I wouldn't kiss a 16. So what did Jerry say when they said that?
He's totally, you would think he would have come up with something.
Yeah, like that's the
He's
wrong...
a comedian. He would have come up with something pretty quickly.
Like that's the wrong thing to do.
Totally
Jerry is stumped.
Yeah. I don't understand. Why would I kiss a 16-year-old?
Wouldn't you be absolutely sure you had a prepared answer for something like that?
Yeah, I would think at this point, every Q&A has been about the girlfriend.
Especially within the throw of this show.
Yeah.
He would have at least had something, like...
Did anyone say to him, "Hey, Jerry, aren't you kind of hypocritical? You're a comedian, and you can't laugh at yourself when Howard makes a joke about your young girlfriend, and then all of a sudden you don't like Howard anymore?"
Well, that's what happened was. I mean, this totally changed my whole.
It shouldn't even be like a Q&A. It's the Carol Burnett show was always cutesy.
Yeah.
It should just be like a grilling at a presidential press conference.
Yeah, they should have one light on Jerry sitting in a chair.
Jerry Seinfeld, how can you be such a hypocrite?
Why does it have to be a Q&A? Can't it just be a Q? And I can get out of here?
Yeah, and I'll just make goofy faces at every cue. I'll just act embarrassed and giggly, like I've never heard any of these questions before. Jerry, can you kiss my 16-year-old daughter? 16? That's too old. Does she have a kid sister? Pubic hair scares me.
Oh my God! And wait, so finally, I'm like to my boyfriend, I'm like, you have to just say Howard. I said, you have to say, what do you think of Howard Stern? I'm like, everybody asks it. I'm like, you gotta ask. And I'm like, we're in the perfect environment.
All right, so what happened?
So my boyfriend screams out, what do you think of Howard Stern? And he looked at us for, I'm sure it was only probably a couple seconds.
Yeah.
But you know how you had that lull?
Oops, wrong question.
He just stared at us like we were crazy.
Yeah, like we're nuts.
Got all flustered.
Yeah.
And he goes, next question, please.
Next question, please.
No, he didn't say next question. So he just said, I'll take one more question.
He's out of there. If you people are going to act up, I'll leave.
Yeah.
If you ask Howard Stern questions, then that's not fair. That's hitting below the belt. Yeah, I know. He's a real baby. I knew it when I first met him. Like, he used to come in on the show when his stupid television show was low in the ratings. And I used to say to Robin, that guy's dumping us the second that show gets high into the ratings.
The first time he decided to do the show, I couldn't believe he was doing it.
Yeah, we were shocked.
And then after we finished with him, I knew he'd never do the show again, but like a whipped puppy, he kept coming back here because he needed it.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
He's one of those guys who, thinks that, he's much funnier than I am, and what I do isn't real comedy. What he does is real comedy.
Yeah, he's got a real... barely tolerant.
Yeah, he's got a real snooty attitude. It was always like, I'm funnier than you guys. I just do this because I need to.
What you do is funny.
Well, you know what it is. He's totally jealous of you guys. I mean, fine, the guy has a hit TV show, but, I mean, he's the king of all media.
I just need to promote my TV show. Once the show gets up in the ratings, I'll dump you guys. That's what I need to do.
If he didn't have those, he has such strong characters on that show. All
right. I heard that review of the show already. I know you don't like Jerry, but you like the character.
Yeah, he's not your favorite person.
Right,
I know, but...
All right, thanks for the call.
Thanks, Howard.
All right,
bye, Robin.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. See ya.
She was getting a little on my nerves with her review of comedy.
But I remember once we even got into an on-air thing with Jerry about whether he thought he was funnier than you.
Yeah, he definitely thinks he's funnier than me.
And he got pissed because I said, it takes him weeks to think of one joke, and he puts it in his act for 5 years and never has to think of another funny thing.
And then resells it as a book.
That's right. Oh, yeah, it takes me weeks.
My book is my act. My act is my book. My life is a boring circle.
I tell jokes.
Yeah.
Well-crafted jokes.
Sign language.
Sign language. S-E-I-N. Sign language. Get it? Yeah, we get it. We're not laughing, but we get it. He's happy as a pig in excrement because...
Well, why wouldn't he be?
The syndication rights to those shows were just sold for like $1 million an episode.
And unfortunately, it's like he's on one of those rolls you hate.
Yeah.
Where everything he touches turns to gold. So they had that finale, that hour-long finale, and he was #1 for the first time.
So how come God doesn't punish him for taking up with a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old?
There is no such thing as this God you keep talking about.
So in other words, I can cheat on my wife and still maintain a good, positive career.
Well, see, I was thinking about this weekend, and you don't not cheat because you think you'll be punished. You don't cheat because you love your wife and family.
No, nothing to do with it. I don't cheat. I don't cheat because I know God will punish me and take away my everything in my life. Yeah, take away all my powers.
But
exactly it.
You, my dear, as Shirley MacLaine would tell you, are God.
Yeah. God would punish me.
You would be the man who is punishing yourself.
No, I know God will take away my powers. A girl could describe my private parts too easily. I know, but we're gonna, Mr. Stern, we're gonna need to take a picture of your genitals.
But what would be the purpose of cheating for you? Because you couldn't talk about it on the show.
Yeah, the purpose would be the feel-good atmosphere.
Nah.
Oh, God. Just to have a girl slide her hand down my pants would be
See, the moment you came in here and you didn't have eye pain or some kind of pain,
I'd be too happy.
I'd know.
I'd be walking around.
Something.
I'd be like... I'd be giddy.
And I'd say, who was she?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Tell me now.
You don't know.
And you couldn't show her off. You'd have a miserable time.
Yeah. Terrible. An unprompted hand down my pants. Yeah. I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words. Snapple, Snapple. As my mother said when I showed her the tape of Saturday Night Live, she said, "Boy, Snapple must have been happy. They got a free mention."
They haven't called her anything, have they?
Yeah. Whole Snapple company, big organization. They're thrilled. Thank God it was a sketch that didn't skewer me. It was the kind of sketch you could show your parents and be proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember a couple of years ago, Dana Carvey was thinking about doing you, and you sent out the word.
Yeah. I said, if it's a bad sketch, I will rip you such a new a-hole. Your life will be one misery after another.
I will make your life miserable.
Yeah. And then when I heard Michael McKean was doing the sketch, because I heard about it earlier in the week, I said, I'm not worried, because I know Michael's a fan of the show. So, and he did a great job. It was really funny. I'll replay it.
Yeah, because it turns out it is good on radio.
It is good. What do we know? So anyway, I'll replay that for anyone who missed it earlier. We had a 20-minute debate whether we could play that bit on the radio and would it be funny, but it turned out it was funny. But what can I tell you about Snapple? I mean, I do love the product. And it's interesting that when they did the sketch on Saturday Night Live, that they did associate me with Snapple. I think out of all the products that I advertise, Snapple has been with us the longest, and also people recognize that I go hand in hand with Snapple. And I'm proud of that. I think it's a great product. When we started promoting Snapple, it wasn't that well known, and now it's become this big deal. And I'm glad. It's a good product. They deserve all their success.
You know what? I was in a store yesterday, and they had one whole refrigerator devoted to Snapple products, and it made me proud.
Yeah. People like it. They like it for their kids. They like it for themselves. They want something healthy. They're going to drink a soda. They don't want it with preservatives and chemicals and all kinds of artificial flavorings. They want the natural taste of, like they have a cherry soda. They have the natural flavorings of cherry. And that's it. You don't see any artificial colorings added to make it a deeper cherry color. It's just a good product.
Not some wild red like cherry could ever be.
I was watching the basketball game, one of the many, there was 3 games in a row. I was watching one of the basketball games, and there was an advertisement for some sports drink, a very well-known one, sort of a crocodile-type drink. Mm-hmm. And, I was saying, I wonder how they compare to Snapple sports drink. Snapple is all natural. And I think if you're going to drink a sports drink, you would want it to be all natural.
Yeah, after working out, you'd think you'd want something natural and good for yourself. Snapple,
made from the best stuff on earth.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
That's a good song. I know every time we play that, I say that's a good song. But I have another good song. I have a real good song I want to play for you. The best song around right now.
What's that?
But I'm going to do that in a second because evidently Jackie the Joke Man Martling went to the Russian bathhouse the other day.
What's that?
It's where you go and you get naked and people rub you down and you sit in different steam rooms. And they have so many steam rooms, like each level you go up higher and higher. It's more intense, the steam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like if you go to the second floor, they have more intense steam than the third. Then the third floor is even more intense.
No, it's an amphitheater of seats, but as you move up just a row
up to seats?
Yeah, I see. It's like a
But the difference is unbelievable. Just
theater.
A couple feet is up. Yeah, but it's unbelievable.
Wow.
And then they throw water on the rocks, and it's like, did you go to the most intense seat for a little while? I felt like a shrimp. And then you jump in the ice cold pool. It's
Anyway, he was there and he ran into you know of course who John Amos is.
Yes.
The guy who played
Florida's husband?
Yeah.
Mr. Florida.
Mr. Florida.
On Good Times.
On Good Times, he was also Kunta Kinte.
Yes, well, the older Kunta Kinte.
Yeah. I mean, Toby. I like the name Toby.
Yes,
I think that...
he was Toby. Kunta was LeVar Burton.
So he ran into him, and then all of a sudden we were sitting here talking, and all of a sudden Gary comes in and says, hey, John Amos is on the phone for you, Jackie.
You're kidding. They became friends?
Yeah. Would you, like, hit it off with him?
Well, I just said hello to him. You know, my friend that I was with, my friend Billy Bourne, said, hey, you want to get even with Stuttering John? This is Jackie the Joke. I said, yeah, how is Stuttering John? Tell Howard I said hello, that's all.
Oh, really?
We didn't go into it too deep.
Okay.
Can I write jokes for your show? He said no.
I just want to see you naked again.
Mr. Amos?
Yes.
Hey, it's Howard.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Howard and Robin. How you doing?
Hey,
fine.
Can I call you John?
Yeah, why not?
All right, first question.
Should I call you Governor?
Yes. I have so many questions for you because I'm curious.
Yes, Your Honor.
I never bought the premise between you and Florida Evans.
Oh, man, don't
on
do
Good
that.
Times. No, seriously. Now, come on. What do you mean don't do that? You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know, Howard. Be specific.
Remember when you...
Why did you ask that, John?
Because, I mean, Esther Roll's a lovely actress. I mean, she's a good actress. There's no question about it.
Yes.
But you're a really good-looking dude, and you walk in, you're all muscular. You walk into that house, and all of a sudden you're... I mean, what was it... All right, here's the question,
Why do you think you took off to Alaska?
What was it like kissing Florida?
Well, the check didn't bounce, Howard.
Right. Because really, you might as well answer these questions, because the next question is, what the hell are you doing in a Russian bath? I want to know.
With Jackie, of all things.
It's a great way to relieve stress.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. You take some heat and you forget about all your problems of show business and everything else.
Do other celebrities go there?
Oh, yeah. Over the years, I mean, they've had the late John Belushi, Tyne Daly.
Is that things...
Belushi used to swear by those steams.
Yeah, look at him now.
It's a good way to get the toxins out.
Is there something... should I be doing that as a show business thing, like to network?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as the next governor of New York, you got to make yourself familiar with all the little nooks and crannies of the whole city.
And what do you do? You sit there in this room naked?
Well, you sit there naked, or on co-ed days, you sit there with a bathing suit, because it's co-ed on some days as well.
Ah, so I could go.
Oh, absolutely, Robin. We'd be glad to have you there.
I don't understand something, though.
Yeah.
So, like, regular guys come in, and all of a sudden they go, hey, there's John Amos's penis.
Oh, dear.
You know what I mean? Like, they're looking at your crotch.
Were you completely naked, Jackie?
Jackie, are you naked?
on co-ed day, don't be silly.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going on a man day where guys are going to look at me. I mean, it's bad enough that, you know,
Well, I might go back just to see John.
Yeah, right. Hey, now everyone should go there just to hang out with John.
Oh, no.
But you know what I mean. Here you are, an actor. You finally get this great role in this Good Times. It becomes a huge hit. And, you know, you've always dreamed of doing love scenes. And all of a sudden, you know, it's Esther Roll.
Well, that's real acting.
Well, she was a very, very lovely lady.
Did you ever sit there and say to the writers, look, this is absolutely absurd? I mean...
I should be with Winona.
Yeah. I mean, somebody, and you came home and you weren't cheating on her. I mean, it was ridiculous.
But that long trip to Alaska, you had to be doing something.
Robin,
it was a long trip, all right, and so long I never came back.
That's right.
What did I always say about John Amos? When that show was on the air, I said, this guy deserves an Emmy for playing that woman's lover. I always said
And you were never nominated.
Never nominated. I'll tell you something. I'd rather kiss a walrus. I mean, no offense to Miss Roll, but for goodness sake. And what was your name again on that show? That was...
my name was James Evans.
When she would go, James.
Oh, James.
What's wrong with you, James?
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
And how could you have had a son who looked like JJ?
And then that beautiful piece of ass daughter.
Yeah.
Now that's who you should have been in the sack with.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
That's a good one.
Now that's a good premise.
Well, on his new show, he has a better-looking wife.
I know.
Oh, absolutely. Lenny Godfrey's a very attractive lady.
Yeah, I guess you saw to that.
Yeah, I mean,
that was part of
there
the
was. I
contract.
got to admit, there was. Esther did like to indulge in the groceries a little bit, so there was one scene I had to carry her. I had to carry her over the threshold. I was asking the prop man to supply me with a forklift.
You're not kidding. But John Amos now is in 704 Hauser Street. It's Monday nights at 8:30 on CBS.
Right.
And this is sort of like the black Archie Bunker.
Yeah, you know what was interesting to me, because I've been reading talking about this. He had a big falling out with Norman Lear
Well, this
over
is
Good Times.
Well, this is what's weird about it, Robin. See, I'm glad we have John on the phone. I don't understand something. Here you are. You beat the odds. You get into a show like Good Times, right?
Right.
And this is like unbelievable because let's face it, there's big bucks in that and the whole thing. You get on this show, it's a huge hit. You walk off the show.
Yeah.
Well, we had some. You've been in business long enough to know you have very strong.
I'm barely in the business, John.
Say again?
I say I'm barely in the business. You're too kind to say that I'm in the business. But go ahead.
Well, at any rate, we had some very, very strong creative differences, and those differences led to my character being killed off and me going on to do other things like Roots. And incidentally, I wasn't.
Yeah, but you felt your character was a bad example for the black community. You felt it was a stereotype.
No, not my character so much. I thought that the character of JJ, that there was too much emphasis being put on him and not enough on the other characters.
Right.
And that's primarily what led to my demise from the show.
It was like the JJ show after a while.
Yeah, I mean, how many times can you say dynamite or wear a chicken hat?
Right. But you know what? In a way, I might have written the whole thing out just to collect the residuals and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, Howard, we all know how you feel about that kind of thing.
Yeah, I have no integrity. But hey, you got to feel good. JJ really skyrocketed after that show, huh?
Oh yeah, he's become immortalized.
Kid Dynamite. So did you guys get on each other's nerves? I mean, were you constantly bickering and fighting, you and JJ?
No. I mean, there's not a hell of a lot there to fight, you know?
Yeah, right. So anyway, listen, then you went on to Roots, which was a big deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this announcement, if I may, tonight JJ will be at the Comedy Pouch in Newark.
The Comedy Pouch?
Yeah.
It's a small room.
Yeah, it's a small room. Be like 3 or 4 people. That's right.
And he won't be telling jokes. He'll just be introducing other comedians.
Was JJ as ugly in person as he is on TV?
No, that was special effects.
Oh, man. I mean, that guy was
makeup,
ugly.
Huh?
He was really... And that premise made no sense.
He always had good-looking girlfriends.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, how about that is right. And then meanwhile, good-looking John Amos is sitting there with Florida.
Well, that's showbiz, ain't it?
Yeah.
The show is all screwed up.
She looks like his grandmother.
Ooh.
I mean, for God's sake.
Well, she was a lot older than you, wasn't she?
Oh, now, as a woman, Robin, how do I tactfully answer that question?
Hey, you're in good shape, right?
So far, so good.
Yeah. Maybe I'll put Mr. Amos in my movie. I have a film coming up.
I don't know if he would want to be in your movie. Well, it might be another one of those situations where creatively...
No,
he doesn't
ain't
want the role because you're getting too much attention.
A third of my movie does take place in the black community.
What's the name of your movie, Howard?
Wow.
That's the name of it. Give him the name again.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah, okay. I don't know how that fits on the marquee, but I'll be in it if you want.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a script.
Okay.
As soon as I write it. Anyway, so the point is, you become a huge star, make lots of money, you walk off this Norman Lear production.
Yeah, that was bold.
That was bold.
That's what happened.
That takes a big set of balls. You were making tons of money on that show. True?
Well, how about pounds?
Well, yeah, you were making a lot of money.
But it was coming in every week.
Yeah, it was a regular paycheck.
That's right.
And then they killed me.
You know what you were good in? Coming to America.
You enjoyed that one?
I love that movie. I've watched that movie 50 times.
I think that is a very funny movie.
You're great in that.
Well, thank you. It was a joy to work with Eddie and Arsenio, and I had the feeling that people were going to see that movie at least 3 or 4 times, if for no other reason, just to figure out who Eddie was and which one of the characters he was, and the same for Arsenio.
Yeah, no, it was a really good movie. Even Arsenio was good in it. I mean, as much as it pains me to admit that.
He didn't ruin the movie.
But Eddie Murphy is brilliant in it, and you're brilliant in it. I mean, that's just good all-around movie. Of course, that's when Eddie still didn't take himself so seriously.
He wanted to be funny.
The other movie that's highly underrated as a Eddie Murphy movie, as long as we're talking about him, is they keep throwing it on cable where he goes off to Washington.
Distinguished Gentleman.
Excellent movie.
I thought that was underplayed myself. I saw it twice while it was in the theaters. I liked it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really good. In fact, when I first saw Coming to America, and I saw John Amos, I said, I wonder if that's John Amos or is that Eddie playing John Amos? I said, you never know.
Eddie's so multi-talented.
That's right. So, anyway, so...
Now, wait a minute, about Roots, you were saying you weren't Toby?
Well, the whole joke was that I refused to be called Toby until a guy did one of those Singapore canings on me.
Yeah, that was great.
He beat me in a submission, and I finally admitted my name was Toby, not Kunta Kinte.
That's right. You broke down.
But this is only after they cut my foot off and beat the meat off my back.
Right.
Hey, what's the story? You married?
Oh, no, I'm divorced.
Are you?
Yeah, twice.
Oh, so you're dating, huh?
I'm waiting for Robin.
Oh, I'm ready. Here I am.
Hey, you're living my fantasy, man. You're famous. You got some dough in the bank. You know what I mean? And now you're dating.
I'm sure your wife loves to hear all of this.
Well, I love my wife. I've never left her, and I never would. But I must admit, I wonder what it would be like to be single. You know what I'm saying?
I only wish you could know the joys, Howard.
Oh, man, is it great or what? I mean, do you literally get it every night of the week?
Oh.
Oh, Robin and I will tell you about it later on.
Oh, it's got to be unbelievable. You walk into a room.
He goes to those Russian baths and picks up.
Oh, I mean, the Russian bath is a break between women. Do you get to hump girls at the Russian baths? Like when you're sitting there on co-ed day.
Oh, co-ed day.
Do they just walk in and like sit down next to you? Oh, I love you. I saw you coming to America.
Yeah, you got to come down there with me sometime. You got to come down there with me sometime.
I got to go there, man. It must be great. If you want Robin, by the way, she's available. So what are you dating now?
Well, you might say that.
Really? So what happened? This must have caused... How do you guys get divorced?
You've been divorced twice, you said?
Yeah,
so
twice.
A lot of your money is gone.
Yeah, 2 California divorces, Howard.
Ooh, God.
That's why you moved back to New York.
Yeah, they cleaned me like a New Year's chitlin.
Yeah, I mean, it must be unbelievable. I mean, here I'll say you've made a few million bucks.
You would?
Yes, and
you have to, and all the time you've been in show business.
The first wife, I understand. You must have met her when you were like in college. You were in acting,
got it
right. And
she was the one who helped you during the tough times.
The one who really loved you.
Yeah, okay.
Right, okay. But listen, you became very famous, and the temptations were great. True?
True.
And you had to succumb. I mean, I'm the only...
Anybody famous?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody famous?
Yes.
No one I care to mention right now.
I guarantee you she didn't look like Florida.
Yeah.
No, I happen to know who he dated.
Really?
He had a love affair with Kate Smith.
Oh.
Singer. Was yeah, he rushed out of his wife's arms to Kate Smith. No, you had a couple of the Charlie's Angels, didn't you?
Is that right?
No.
I don't know what you had. Anyway. But, so you left her.
Yep.
And then she...
Any children?
Oh, yeah, I have 2 beautiful children.
Really?
Yeah, I got a gorgeous daughter and a son who's halfway through his master's degree and is a live-action film major in California.
Are those the children you had with Goldie Hawn? Excellent.
When did Goldie Hawn get it?
I don't know. No, but those are the kids from the first wife, right?
That's correct.
So that had to be tough. I mean, leaving the kids, leaving the wife, the whole thing, but you had to do it.
How old were they?
Yeah, were they young?
Well, we stayed together. I mean, we stayed together at least in proximity so that I could see the children on a regular basis. In fact, my daughter and my granddaughter just left the house yesterday.
Uh-huh.
No kidding.
So all is well here.
Well, that's nice.
Thank you.
And then you get to date, but you
now,
still get to have...
when did the second wife happen?
I wonder if my wife would be that gracious, like, to
live near you, let you see the kids.
Yeah, so I could have, like, the best of that and, still remain friends and all that. So she really didn't get to clean you out, the first wife, because you weren't that famous at that point.
That's correct.
Right. Then, the second wife...
Yeah, she just backed up to the house with a truck one day and said, take everything.
Yeah, she backed up into the Brinks truck. I mean, she got a nice... She got
the mother load.
She got the mother load, right? All the Norman Lear money, everything.
Yeah, I was ready to say Toby after she left.
She beat into submission.
But in a way, isn't it worth it? I mean, because the endless parade of women sure makes up for the loss of funds. Am I correct? I mean, it really does when you weigh it all out, right?
Well, the freedom. I have freedom, Howard, and that's what I treasure more than anything in the world.
I mean, you do whatever you want now. You can walk out of the house.
You get it when you want.
You want to date, you date. Oh, it must be unbelievable.
Well, within reason.
And can you sleep with like a Diana Ross or Diane Carroll, any of these women?
No, I can't say that I have or that I would.
But you could get models and stuff.
Oh, I suppose that's possible.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh, man. You know what? I swear to you, I got a feeling no matter how much money you got to give up. And what do you have to give up, 50% of everything? Is it really half?
In California, it's at least half.
Well, how do they determine what is half?
Yeah, who's to say what half really is?
Well, they make you come into a Russian bathhouse and strip down naked. They take everything.
I mean, when but seriously, with the first time you're with one of these models,
you don't even care. Do you? It melts away.
The hand goes down the pants. I don't think you think about your checkbook. You go, you know what? God bless me. I'm happy. I got a little bit of dough left. Yeah, I at least got half of the dough, and it's mine.
I want to see my money have to go to California to visit.
Yeah.
Supposedly, John has been romantically linked to, I don't know what this woman looks like. Robin, you might know.
Who?
She plays the wife on the show Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Ella something or other.
Hold on, I have to make rude noises now.
Are you and she an item?
Man, that's
no,
a catch.
we were an item for quite a while at one time.
Because I heard
was
she
in
was
between
married.
wives.
No wonder you want your new show to last.
Ella Joyce, I think her name is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is she dating Sinbad now?
No, she's a very happily married lady.
Oh, she is?
Yes.
Yes,
okay.
I understand. Her name is now Ella Joyce. At that time, it was something else.
She probably would have married you, but you don't want to get married.
At that time, I didn't, quite frankly.
Yeah, if I was you, just keep playing the field. Don't.
So when are you going to get married again now?
Robin, it's up to you.
It's your call, Robin.
Well, we have to go to California to marry.
Never mind.
Yeah. But, I mean, she must have been a beautiful woman if you settled down. I mean, after getting your freedom and then you married again, I mean, this must have been some knockout.
Yes.
But yet, even with that.
What happened?
It's just like Christy Brinkley and Billy Joel.
Well, things change. As they say in the song, everything must change.
You mean everyone's personality changes?
Yeah, personalities, bank accounts, jobs.
Right.
Things change.
Things change. Oh, you're saying...
The hard times hit and she was gone.
I didn't say that, Robin. You did.
Either that or her boobs fell, and no one's going to put up with that.
Somebody had hard times.
Somebody had hard times, and somebody
Why do I
did.
have the feeling I'm going to hear from Jacoby and Myers tomorrow morning?
Oh, God help you. Listen, if you ever get married again, I'm going to test you for LSD consumption. Now, listen, you got the new show. It's called 704 Hauser Street.
Yeah, how'd you and Norman Lear get back together?
Yeah, what the hell happened there? I mean,
well, I tell you, they say time heals all wounds, and this was it was a deep wound. We did part company, not the best of friends.
Right.
And nobody in the business would bet a dime that we would ever get back together creatively again.
Right.
But his life changed. Norman is remarried. He's got a brand new child.
And also
he lost half, too.
Yeah, you have something in common now.
Yeah, but I mean, we had different halves,
I know, but even still, I mean, all the money from all that creative experience went to two other people who had nothing to do with it.
And a whole multitude of lawyers.
You're not kidding.
So we did make our peace, and when he came to me...
You know what the rumor was?
What's that?
You had pictures of Norman with a sheep. That's what the rumor was, because we couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, how else do you heal a breach like that?
Hey, John, I got to ask you something. Does Norman Lear still wear that stupid sailor's cap? That Gilligan Island hat? Why don't you knock that thing off his head? I see him on interviews. He's got a big sailor's cap.
You say he's got a new baby? How old's his baby?
He's 130 years old, this guy.
Well, he's got a new son. His son is about 5 or 6, a beautiful young man.
What do you think of that? What do you think of these 80-year-old guys who have a 5 or 6-year-old son? It's crazy.
Well, Howard, look, if you can rise to the occasion, if you'll pardon the pun, why not?
What, did the kids start calling him Granddad?
I don't know.
Is that the first word he says?
John, I wish you'd step in and do something about that situation.
Look, it's all I can do just to keep my job. Is
his wife a real piece of ass?
His Mrs. Lear is a very, very attractive lady.
And how old would she be?
I would deign not to answer.
Really? She in her 20s?
Such a diplomat.
As I said, I would deign not to answer.
Oh, man. How's he going to play baseball with that kid? He's going to break his hip. It's crazy. Well, at least we know she's older than the kid that they have, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just
okay.
a couple
I think that's
years,
a safe assumption.
Just a couple of years.
Remember we read in the Inquirer once, there was a Mexican girl. She was 8 years old. She gave birth to a 15-year-old baby.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Anyway.
Well, didn't I just read in the paper the other day, or hear someone said there was a South American woman that had 55 kids?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that true?
See?
We have the woman right here.
So the point is, you got the new show. You patched things up with Norman Lear.
Right.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
And what did he do? He called you or you called him?
Well, my agent called and said, Norman would like to talk with you. So I went in, we talked, we made our peace, we agreed to bury
So he
the
called
hatchet.
you first?
Yeah.
So in other words, you didn't back down, he did.
All right. Well, that's
All right.
kind of an honor.
You're a man.
Well, thank you, Howard. I appreciate that.
But it's an honor to have him think so highly of your work that he figures, he wants to do this project with you. He could do it with anybody, couldn't he?
Yeah,
I felt very flattered at the fact that he called me. I really did.
Do you think Norman will be calling me?
You know what? I spoke with Norman.
Yes.
And I asked him, I said, how do you and Howard Stern get along?
Yes.
And he said, Howard was very gracious to me. He interviewed me some time ago, and he had a wonderful time. He said, you were very, very polite.
Norman was an innovator. Of course we appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you one thing, if he calls in now, I'm going to tell him off for you. I'm going to make sure he understands what he did wrong to you.
Well, I appreciate that, Howard. Now, you got a job for me over here at the studio after you do all this?
I will end your relationship with...
Hey, you'll also end my career.
No more. And by the way, any man who set you up with Florida had an angry streak in him. That's who he finds to play your wife. Nice guy. Well, anyway, it sounds like you're living the perfect life, except for giving up some of your money. Had you killed your wives, then you would have had the perfect life.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you'd have all your money.
Yeah, and I'd have room and board in Attica for the rest of my life.
You would have gotten away with it. But anyway, it's a pleasure to speak with you. The new show, 704 Hauser Street. This is where you have a family. You're sort of like Archie Bunker in a sense. It's almost the reversal of roles here, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I guess the comparisons between myself and Archie Bunker are inevitable.
And you know what it's like? It's almost like Archie Bunker's neighborhood, as you know, was bound to go all black, right? The blacks were moving in at that point.
Well, is it all black or is it a mixed neighborhood still?
You mean in reality or in TV land?
In TV land.
Oh, in TV land, it's a mixed neighborhood.
It is.
But in reality, I understand there is no black family living on that block in real life.
Still.
Of course not. Now, Norman said the original title of the show was Invasion. Is that true?
That I don't know.
You don't know. We have to check that out. But anyway, John Amos is in it. You could see him on 704 Hauser Street Monday nights at 8:30 on CBS. And I'm glad Jackie ran into you at the bathhouse.
So am I.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys got close.
Not that close.
I've been trying to get a hold of you for years.
Me or Jackie?
Both of you.
Okay.
I'm going to join you down at the bathhouse. When shall we schwitz together?
Well, let's think in terms of schwitzing next week if you got time in your schedule.
Excellent. I have a busy schedule, but certainly for two
You can
celebrities,
clear
some time. I'll have to go buy some appropriate trunks. Let's go on co-ed day, okay?
Absolutely.
Right. All right, I'll speak to you.
Okay, Howard, I thank you so much. Robin, take care.
The great John Amos, everyone. Thanks,
Talk
John.
to you guys.
Okay.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's John Amos.
Yeah.
704 Hauser Street.
He's a good guy. See? When I go out, I meet celebrities.
I know where to go.
Yeah.
Oh, John in here.
Schmitz.
It's okay. You can sweat on me.
Hey, isn't that John Amos?
What level was he on, Jackie?
Yeah, what kind of level was he on?
We saw him up in the, I guess what you call the sun deck, but then we're in the main room. He was just standing there. You know, you
What's
go
the
in
sun
and
deck?
out, and then there's a deck out there where you can lie out in the sun.
Isn't he kind of black? I mean, does he need to be blacker?
I told you black people are not afraid of the sun.
I think that's so bizarre when you see a black guy sunning
Well,
himself.
not sunning, just getting fresh air, and you just keep changing rooms. It's a great place. It's real fun.
And what is he? I picture him in like these. You know, he's pretty muscular.
He's very muscular.
And I picture like big calves on his legs and those
He's
and slippers. Like
stout.
I see some like brown slippers or something.
Yeah, well, they give you slippers there.
Oh, do they?
So you wear your shorts and you have a towel, and they give you these old funky robes.
And you just sweat a lot.
You sweat like a pig. It's great. It really is
Jackie
great.
removing the toxins.
Yeah.
Get rid of the toxins.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly
that's possible.
He'd have to stay there for a week or two.
Yeah, just ate 97 sandwiches and drank my ass off. This will make it all better. And they serve liquor there.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, you can get health food and you get Russian food. And you
How
can
are the
get,
girls who were sitting there bathing? Are they nice?
Yeah.
They're all bagged.
Not bad looking. You know, there's all kinds of people from every walk of life.
When did you find out about this place?
My friend Billy Bourne, who's working at Jokeland, he used to go there a real lot, and he's been threatening to drag me there, and he finally took me the other day, and it was great.
I put a steam thing in my shower where you can steam, and I used it like once or twice.
I'm not a big steam person.
Yeah, it gets on my nerves after about 5 minutes.
This isn't steam. This is heat. It's like a sauna.
Oh, sauna. I hate that word.
It's so
It's
hot.
like a dry sauna.
It's dry.
It rocks. But why would you go somewhere to sweat?
It's disgusting.
No, it feels great. It really does feel
And then when you shower, can other guys see you showering, or they have a private stall?
No, there's private stalls.
Because I don't want to.
But it's a whole weird thing. You'd go nuts because there's a whole thing where they give you an oak leaf. It's called like a plasma or something.
Yeah.
Platza, it's called. And you lie down, and the other guys. It wasn't clear to me if it's other guys that work there or just guys at random. And they take these huge oak leaves and dip them in water and soap, and they give you an oak leaf bath. And they give it to the girls, they give it to the guys.
Let me get this straight. You're saying that guys just come up to you and start rubbing leaves on you?
No, you sign up for it, but I'm not clear
who's
doing it.
I mean, because I'm not going to go up and start rubbing a guy with a leaf.
All these people are like friends. A lot of them hang out there. I think they all know each other.
So they do it for each other.
Billy. Yeah.
So did you pick up a leaf and start rubbing it on some guy?
I didn't get that either. But
you should have done that to John Amos.
Next time
Hey, Mr. Amos, let me rub some leaves on you.
I'll have Billy hold him down, and I'll rub him with
leaves.
That That's supposed to really clear toxins out of you and everything.
That's really
I was, I'm getting my feet wet.
Let me get this straight, because I might go. You go there.
I might go too, just to see what the scene is.
Well, I go there to hang with John Amos.
And the ice-cold pool is so cold.
But let me get this straight. So I'm wearing my trunks, right?
You're wearing your trunks.
Can I wear my trunks underneath my street clothes so I don't have to... Like, where do you change into your trunks? Is it a locker room with an open area?
There's an open locker room.
Oh, so you have to get naked.
To get naked.
Is there a corner where you can just stand there so they'll only see your butt?
It's a square locker room. But there's all beds where you can just go in and lie down for a couple hours.
No, but you're not addressing. You're not addressing my situation.
Yes, I am, because all the beds make a huge square, and then around the perimeter of that is the lockers. So any place where you undress, you're hidden.
Oh. Okay,
so in other words, if I was with you, if I was standing right next to you,
I am one of those guys.
But if I walked away, nobody would see you change.
I'm one of those guys that can slip into my trunks incredibly quick. Like I have everything lined up.
You'd have no problem.
Because guys with tiny genitals all understand this. You bend over. Whenever I change,
it's almost like you can change without ever being naked.
I'm bent like this in a corner, and then I have my trunks ready, and then I go.
It's pants off, trousers, shorts on.
Yeah.
Like you almost never are naked.
Or like a real homo thing I do is I wrap a towel around myself and then I put my trunks on
like you're a little kid,
like a little kid at the beach. And because I'm real embarrassed.
See, the point of going. Isn't there a move like you could go to the restroom?
Yeah, you could. You don't need to
a stall.
No, I don't do that.
There's not a lot of people there. Like when we were changing, we were the only 2 people at the time.
Right.
And also when you go on co-ed
but I don't even want to go in with you to the locker room and change in front of you.
Look who's here! No problem. But on co-ed day, everybody's wearing. You'd look like a homo if you're wearing your shorts on any other day. But on co-ed day, you have to wear shorts.
Right. That's what appeals to me.
In towels even?
No,
not
on co-ed
walking around just stark naked. And there's some funny-looking old men there.
I know.
You're one of them. I know. No, I'm a kid there.
So,
what you do, you sit in this incredibly hot room.
Hold it. I'm not interested in any of that.
Yes, you are.
What I'm interested in, so now I'm in my trunks. I jump in the pool afterwards, after I do the steaming and all that, hanging out.
But when you're in this incredibly hot room, there's faucets running into these huge buckets constantly with this ice cold water, and you pick up the ice cold buckets and pour them on yourself.
Okay, I understand.
You understand.
All that hot and cold will probably make me sick for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you'll be sick for a month.
But all right. I like to heat my body up and then freeze it.
Yeah, you have pneumonia coming.
You know me, I'll fall apart physically. But okay, I can deal with all that.
Okay. And you walk out of the
now, and I'm done with the pool. Now, when you shower, can you wear your trunks in the shower?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then...
And that's not considered wrong.
I mean, do you see a lot of guys in their trunks in the shower?
Well, most guys take their trunks off, but some don't.
Am I going to look out of place showering with my trunks?
Nobody cares about anything.
See, maybe you don't notice these things. I do. I don't want to be the only guy showering in my trunks.
All I was thinking of the whole time was in terms of if we went there, like me and you and Gary and Fred and Billy or whatever, whether we'd have fun and whether you guys would be comfortable.
Right.
Because I think it'd be a real adventure, you know.
Right.
Oh, it'd be an adventure.
To me,
you'd never forgive me.
My small genitals ruin me because I have to spend the whole time worrying how I'm going to get in and out of trunks.
Hassle here. That's
really?
Not a hassle here.
For you, it's not. For
and
me,
I'm sure when you jump in that cold water, we're all equal.
Why for you it's not a hassle? Because I've seen your genitals, and believe me, you're not that much bigger than me.
I stick out of the bottom of my shorts.
Yeah. What do you say?
I stick out of the bottom of my shorts.
Yeah, in your dreams.
Brief.
Those must be real brief.
And you can get a massage there.
Can you? I don't go for massaging. I don't like guys touching me.
No, it's girls.
Are they pretty?
Yeah. They're Russian. Yeah, they're fairly attractive.
But they don't do it.
They're not wrestlers.
They don't relieve your pain, do they?
Yeah, they relieve.
No, they don't relieve.
They don't take the pressure off.
No, they don't take that.
It's a real massage. It's not like.
But it's a real good pro massage.
A real massage is.
Then that's not a real massage.
Yeah, I don't know what you call a real massage.
It's not some hoe house.
It's a legitimate massage.
Oh, then I'm not interested. I'll stay here.
And it's cheap.
I got to take a break. $40 for an hour.
Yeah, that's good.
You know you're not letting anybody touch your area there anyway.
Ooh,
but to get into this place, it's only like $20, like $16 plus tax.
Sounds like a real bargain.
It's great.
All right, we'll take a break. I'm mid-bite.
What are you eating over there that you're not sharing?
You wouldn't want to share this. I've got a bagel with, I just, you know what I'm into now. I dump a can of tuna fish on the bagel.
Yeah, so appetizing.
Isn't that the truth?
Just dry bagels.
Yeah, it's like paste.
Tuna that was packed in water.
How do you get it down?
Well, that's all right. When I go home, I have the real fun. I have the rice and the beans. And you think I'd be a lot better? You think I'd be a lot thinner the way I eat? Excuse me.
You should look like an Adonis because you're eating.
I really should.
The right foods.
I really should. Genetically, I'm such a failure that I look awful.
Right foods for a long time.
I mean, by now I should look like an Adonis.
Jesus.
The best I ever looked was the cover of my book.
Remember when we first saw Jeff Goldblum in The Fly?
Yeah,
we said, that should be your physique.
I know. I don't understand. You know, like he's like kind of a skinny.
How did he get it?
He's a skinny guy like me, but he's got nice musculature. He must have taken some steroids or something. I tell you, I do the weightlifting. I do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing grows. Nothing. I still got this.
Doing that?
Sure.
You've been doing that all along?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But now I'm down to like, you know how people increase in weight?
Uh-huh.
I'm down to working out with 10-pound weights because my eyeball will blow out otherwise. I can barely exercise.
Yeah.
You know what I do the Stairmaster on? You know what level I'm on?
What?
Level 1.
Oh, good for Howard. How can you even do that?
I do level 1 for 25 minutes.
That is impossible.
And I'm out of breath.
That is impossible.
Level 1.
To do.
And you
can't even stay on the machine at level 1.
Soon I'm going to be turning the power off. Robin, level 1.
Into the room.
I do level 1. I can't do any more than that. It's better than nothing.
Walking into this studio is more exercise.
Oh, don't put me down.
Really? You ran?
What?
You used to run, right?
Yeah. Do a lot of things,
but
man.
If you run, that's
it's the pressure of my life.
It's harder to push down.
I'm very down. I'm down right now. It's a down period.
Level 1 is a horrible thing to try to do.
It's a down period in my life.
I didn't do anything, did I?
You don't help. Let's put it that way.
Can I ask, what's level 1 mean? Is that...
All right, let me explain it to you.
Is that the speed?
First, if you turn the machine off so there's just no power running through it,
right.
The next level from that would be level 1. So it's almost like no resistance.
You stand on the pedals, but to push them down, even your weight doesn't push them down. You should have to push on them to make them go down.
So it's almost work to go that slow, you mean?
No. It absolutely requires no effort.
I don't understand, because I put it on level 1, it just makes it makes me crazy.
Yeah, I'm crazy.
It's like you're on a merry-go-round on one of those horses that goes...
I don't even know why I go through the charade of doing it. All right?
It must be so disheartening to see those number of calories burned.
You know what my calories burned are?
Oh, I know.
89.
For 25 minutes?
Yeah.
Does not
oh, no, 25 minutes is 108. Sometimes I only do 20 minutes. That's 89. 89 calories.
That's like a carrot stick.
Yeah. Well, right now, I don't know what it is. I'm just at a very low energy level.
Yeah, because you used to you used to go out running like 3 miles and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time we were out in California, and I was trying to keep up with Howard running, and he was running backward up a hill.
Yeah. And I still was out of shape during that. I have a roll of flab on me that never goes away.
I know exactly what you're talking about. No matter how much you work,
I don't understand.
You do stomach exercises.
Yep.
You taper your diet. Nothing helps.
The best shape I was ever in. You know what I was doing? I wasn't eating. I was pumping iron 4 days a week, and I did these Stairmasters on split shifts. I would do an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening.
Oh, that's what you... Oh, you didn't tell me all that.
And I did level 5 or 6. Oh. You know, I was in top shape, and then my eyeballs blew out of my head, and that was the end of it. And ever since then, I can't do anything.
You didn't tell me you were doing all that.
Oh, yes.
Can I ask one question?
Oh,
you told me you got into that shape doing 25 minutes on the Stairmaster every day.
I lied to you.
Every woman that comes in here with a great butt tells us, I just do 10 minutes on the Stairmaster.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
And I don't even do it regularly.
Yeah, I am. I eat whenever I want. Kiss my ass, honey. At Macy's window. What's your question, Jackie?
No, I was going to ask. I've never heard of anybody's eyeball blowing out before. Is that...
Well, that's. It turns out that was a psychological problem I was having.
So it's an offshoot of it.
Yeah, I got a lot of things going on. I'm a very complicated man.
You have it under control now?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he doesn't dare increase anything.
Right. Don't push my luck. Everything is a tightly knit balance.
Yes.
You know, people say you're a goofy disc jockey. Why the hell is your life so complicated? I go, I don't know. Unbelievable. I was just talking to the guys about women in here. I said, you know, the average guy who goes to a regular job, this is not a regular job. This is what you call a glamour job. When you go to a regular job, we were talking about women and John Amos and divorces and stuff. I said, you got to, he said, me, I got married early, and really, quite frankly, if I was like a regular guy, if I was working at some advertising agency, being a media planner still or something like that, You would thank your lucky stars of your life and all that kind of thing. Very little temptation. You know, when I was a regular guy, no women ever looked at me. I said, the problem in this business is, no matter how ugly you are, if you have a degree of fame.
In fact, compared to a lot of the people in this business, you are very handsome.
Right. That's amazing.
Tiny Tim had a good-looking wife.
Beyond good-looking. Rush Limbaugh has women throwing themselves at him. Now, there's a really repulsive human being. I mean, really repulsive. There's nothing... I mean, I know I'm not a woman and I'm not homosexual. I don't know how to evaluate men. I just somehow know that that's a really repulsive-looking guy. You know, and Lyle Lovett makes me look like an Adonis.
Wait a second. Imus is marrying a model actress, 27.
I mean, when they showed the picture of Imus's future wife, you really had to laugh. He is an old fool, you know, an old geezer.
He looks like a woman.
Yeah. And there's no way she's attracted to him. You just know it. There's certain things you know.
Straight face?
I don't know. I wonder how
She's an actress.
How do her parents keep a straight face?
They're thinking of her longevity, you know, the long-term payoff.
Yeah, I guess. But anyway, so when you're in a business like this, where you have women like Amy Lynn throwing themselves at you and saying,
"Oh, I wish you were single.
Oh, you're perfect for me.
Yeah, we'd have a great life together. I love you.
Sit home with you.
I just want to sit home and watch movies with you."
and you have that all day and night, your eyeballs begin to pop out of your head. You know? That's what happens.
Is that right?
That's right. You know, and then when I say to a guy like John Amos, I say, how is it you give up half your money? And he goes, well, you know, because you know why? He's got all these broads throwing themselves at him. That's what that's all about. It's all about broads. You know, people say, why is a divorce so expensive? Because you're buying something great.
What an investment.
Right.
It's gotta make it worth what?
Who cares?
Who cares? Take half a Jokeland. I want the bag.
Well, if you see all these people not paying the piper, you know, they don't have to give up any of their talent.
Right.
Nothing goes away. Their careers go on.
The truth is, I love my wife. The thought of losing my wife would kill me.
That's what I was trying to say.
Well, I even got my wife a Mother's Day gift.
What'd you get her?
I got her some perfume.
Perfume?
Yeah. Parfum. It's called P-A-R-F-U-M. Parfum. And that's what they call it. It's not perfume, it's parfum.
Parfum.
Yeah, so it's fancy parfum.
Uh-huh.
I read it in a magazine. You know those stupid magazines where you rip out the thing and it smells?
Yeah.
I hate that, but I smelled it one day. I said, boy, this smells good.
Oh, you liked one of those.
I bought it. It was called...
Parfum.
No, this parfum is called Touch.
Touch Parfum.
Parfum. Parfum, car fumes, whatever. I don't know. I bought her that. It was a toilet water.
Toilet water?
Toilet water. Yeah, toilet water.
Oh, the toilet?
I had an hour to myself. You know, the kids had a birthday party. Emily had her birthday party.
You never did tell me how you helped.
Yes, my wife had been lecturing me for 2 weeks how she doesn't really have a partner because I can't go do anything because I'm famous. You know, I always use that excuse. And since I can't go out and she has to do all these things alone.
Yeah, she takes those kids everywhere.
Yeah, she's sick and tired of it. You have to make... So I said, listen, the kids' party is this thing where I don't have to be out in public, so I will help you. So like, my wife's like madly in love with me because I was total husband this weekend.
You were Mr. Family Man this weekend?
She goes... Because, like, after one of my daughters has a softball game or something, she goes, you should see all the dads are there, and they help, and then they do pickups, and they do take... I go, honey, we've been through this a million times. I don't do that. I don't do that. It's crazy. You see when I take the kids out what happens. It's nuts. It's all about me. It's not about the kids.
You take away from them.
I just saw an interview with Robin Williams. He's talking about how he takes his daughter to baseball games. I said, honey, you want me to take my daughter to baseball games? I'll take my daughter to baseball games. You want me to do that? No, I don't want you to do that. So I said, then why are you bringing up Robin Williams? Robin Williams lives in Los Angeles. He probably has he's got a situation where he's around other celebrities.
All the dads are celebrities.
Yeah. Richard Gere's got his kid, and this one's got his kid, and I don't know.
Batman's over there.
Yeah, there's Batman, there's Demi Moore. It's networking. It's not even about your kid. It's Hollywood. Yeah, it's Steven Spielberg bringing his stupid kids. His little brats. So, Hey, Steven, great Schindler's List. Hey, let's not talk about business now. Come on, let's concentrate on the kids. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't mind going to a basebtle game like that.
Right. There's Meathead over there.
Yeah, right,
Ron
Meathead.
Howard.
Hey, there's Rob Reiner with this kid. I didn't know he was married. No, he went out and rented a kid. He wants to be part of these networking sessions. He feels left out. It's the bald kid over there.
Power brats.
Yeah, power brats. Networking with their dads, all, being dads for the day. Bastards, a whole lot of them. I hope my movie...
once saw The Tonight Show when Michael Keaton was on. And he had to leave early because he had to go to his kid's softball game.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of thing.
You dick.
I understand you have to get out of here, Michael.
Yeah, I do. I got to go to my kid's softball game. Yeah, you jackass. Make it hard for the rest of us.
First softball game.
All these sensitive guys who go on location for 6 months. There's one day he books himself on the Tonight Show, so he has to run out early. What a nitwit dick.
Super Dad.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, I got to leave right now.
Now, aren't you spoiling the little bastard?
So now everybody's doing it. You see Robin Williams, he comes on, that's his excuse for having to leave early now. It used to be that these big stars just didn't stay and do couch.
Right.
Now it's because of their kids' softball game.
I always couch. Even when I'm in a rush, I couch. Because I don't like when people leave early. I love to couch. That's my favorite part of the Tonight Show, to couch. Couch? To couch or not to couch? That is the question. You see, Bobcat lit Jay's sofa on fire?
Well, it wasn't Jay. It was Arsenio.
No, it was Jay.
Really?
So he went on the Jay Leno show Friday night, and he sat down, and I don't know how he did it, but he lit Jay's couch on fire.
Okay, it was Arsenio. He painted his set.
Yeah, so now he lit it, and the fire started, and Jay had to yell at Bobcat, even
for
off
real?
the air, for real, because it wasn't. There's a lot of people in the room, and the set is made of paper and wood, and it was like, and Bobcat now shaves his head. He looks like Don Rickles.
You're kidding?
Yeah, right. So it looked like Jay yelling at Don Rickles for being naughty.
Get in here. I want to have a little talk with you.
Hey.
Bobcat's going wild.
Yeah.
What are you, a retard? This place is, set the place on fire.
Hey, Jay, I was just trying to get your ratings, man. I'm trying to make it funny.
Oh, great. Burn the building down while you're at it.
I thought you were getting wilder. I thought you were doing, black jokes and Jew jokes. I thought
yeah,
maybe...
but I don't need myself with barbecue sauce on me as the host of the show.
Yeah, okay. So, what was I telling you? Oh, about the kids' party. So, so in order to make myself like husband of the year...
You're hoping this will last.
Yeah, Emily first had a dance party, so that meant driving to the party.
Uh-huh.
And, following my wife. My wife took the van.
Yeah.
I had the regular car. I followed, so we'd have 2 cars there. So, because we had to take kids home for sleepover.
Oh, right.
Because 11 of the kids from camp...
We're staying with you.
Yeah, those are Emily's friends from Manhattan and, faraway places.
I see.
And so then we go to the dance place where the kids get to dance. And I told my wife, this is the last year for this stuff because it was getting way out of hand. I mean, 50 kids. Yeah, something like that.
What?
Yeah, it's wild. And pizza and stuff. And then you have a DJ, and he's real good, and he dances with the kids, and they play this game Coke and Pepsi. You ever see that?
No.
It's almost like Simon Says. They run back and forth, and they slam their heads into the walls. It gets them real tired for the night.
It wears them out so they don't stay up all
great.
night.
So it was real good. And they got some 16-year-old girls or 17-year-old girls. They look like high school girls who dance with the kids. And boy, oh boy, they hot.
That was fun for you, huh?
Hubba hubba.
To perk you up.
Oh, yeah.
That was your party.
My dad was there. I watched him checking everything out.
Oh, yeah. He's got the roving eye.
He's still dreaming about a date with Sally Kirkland. Every time I see him.
Well, just that you're complaining at 40. Just think of him.
Oh, my poor old man. I go, Dad,
How long has it been going through his mind?
Dad, you're going to your grave dreaming of that date. Mom isn't letting you have that. So anyway, Sally Kirkland must have said hello to my father, and he's dreaming about the date.
Yeah, she's after me.
Yeah. Shut up and sit down, Sally.
Talking to the green tube, and not too loud.
Well, look at it. You're so old, your tube is green. That's all right. I'll take care of you.
Moron.
Anyway, so I was there for the kids. I took all the videotape of the kids, and...
Oh, so you did all the videotaping.
Yeah. Yeah, I was homo of the year. And then...
Why is that a homo thing to do?
And I'm a great videotaper. You know how most dads... I checked this out. Most dads just, like, videotape the kids.
Yeah.
Like, I conduct interviews with the kids. I get them talking and stuff. I do great videotapes. I should let you see them. They're really good. I'm like a friggin' Art Linkletter.
Yeah, but you never edit them or anything.
No. The kids don't want me to.
Well, okay.
They just like to see the whole thing.
They like the raw footage.
Yeah, they can sit there. They stare at the screen. And I even took pictures of the baby because my wife says I don't take enough pictures of the baby. I did all that.
So you had the camera out.
Yeah, I did all that crap. Then I got in the car, drove some kids home. Then I started arguing with the kids about their choice of radio station.
Oh dear.
Little girls like to listen to Z100.
Yeah.
I said no, that's not cool. I told them listen to like 104.3 if you're going to listen to rock. Let's rock.
You let those little girls be little girls.
I said, my show is the coolest on radio. I said, but if you're going to listen to music, either listen to classic rock, hear it, I had to plug my own station. Of course. I said, but if you're going to listen to, new rock, go to that new station. So then so of course I was right. I let them listen to 2 homo songs on Z100. Then we went over and they put on the other, and they were like, yeah, okay, now we're rocking. Or they wanted to listen to the black station, 98.7. I said, no, not my car. I said, you get
They can't do that. Was too cool.
That was too wild. I said, no way.
They went past you on that one.
And my daughter started yelling at me that I don't know what's a cool station.
Right.
And I said, kids, trust me. I do this for a living. I know what stations are cool. And then they were talking, put on the black station, whatever they call it, 98.7 or something. Yeah. I said, look, I can't drive with my hands up in the air. I said, I feel like I'm being robbed. Hey, ho, hey, oh. Hey.
Promote the prejudice.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Exactly. Make sure the kids, there it is. My daughter knows the words, every single word to that Salt and Pepper song, Shoop.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
Those are wild words.
Oh, yeah. She can do the whole thing. But she knows every word. Shoop, shoop,
I love that video. I can't pass that video without watching it.
And my daughter was all upset about it because one of the black women, Salt or Pepper, I don't know which one, has her shorts unbuttoned, so you can see like her belly button.
That's a new thing, to have the shorts unbuttoned at the top.
And my daughter was like freaking out that she was half undressed.
Well, I saw the uncut video, the version that MTV wouldn't have run.
Yeah, what are they, like naked?
Oh, the girl's like in the tub with her legs
spread. With tons of hair running up her belly. I picture that Salt and Pepper with tons of hair running up their bellies. You know what I mean?
She was underwater, but so I was wondering why MTV cut it, but it is kind of a wild shot.
So I took the kids and drove them home, and then, we made them chocolate sundaes. We had their own Sunday party. I didn't hassle them. I let them all run through the house.
And eat sugar and everything.
Oh, they were so hopped up, they didn't sleep till 3 in the morning.
And you didn't make them go to bed?
No. My wife finally went down at about 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, and just said, look, girls, we had it, because some of the kids really wanted to sleep.
Yeah.
So she went down. She handled all that. I don't know what happened. I fell asleep at about 10:30. I don't know what it was. I was watching. You don't put me to sleep. I was watching Larry King interview Jay Leno.
Oh.
Yeah. Jay was actually a pretty good guest. You forget how good a guest Jay can be. Remember all those early Letterman appearances and stuff?
Yeah.
But Larry's such a jerk that he ruins it. Just sitting there, he ruins it.
With that funny little laugh.
You see Dan Quayle being interviewed by Larry King?
I couldn't watch that.
Unbelievable. Do you know that guy's a nitwit? I mean, you know how they used to say he was stupid, but well, give me an example. This guy, he was lucky when he was vice president. He got to basically mouth the opinions of Bush or Bush's administration. They would brief him on stuff.
Yeah.
But now that he's no longer sitting in office, he doesn't really have an opinion on stuff. So Larry King goes, "What do you think of this ban on assault weapons?" And Quayle's like,
And they do that.
He had no opinion. You know why? Because he wants to run in 96.
Yeah.
So one's briefed
told
him
the opinion of the poll.
Right. What's the Republican point of view?
Yeah.
And he just didn't know. He didn't know what to say. Marilyn Quayle knows what to say. She should be the vice president.
Yeah.
She's a very bright woman. I've seen her interviewed many times. She has an opinion. This guy doesn't literally have an opinion. They asked him about Clinton's health care plan. He was like, hum.
Do you think they live in the same house?
I don't know.
Whenever I would see Marilyn Quayle, I was like, how does she talk to him?
You know what he is? He's a Jerry Mahoney doll. He really is. He's a Jerry Mahoney puppet.
He even looks like one.
If you fill his head up, it'll talk. I said, I never saw a guy like this. They ask him, well, what do you think about it? It's like, you can have an opinion. It's okay. He was afraid of offending the NRA, but then again, he was afraid of offending,
all the voters,
the violence quotient there. People who are concerned about that. He didn't know. He was just literally. He was just like. He pulled a John Wayne Bobbitt. He was like, what?
I don't know. What?
Anyway, so
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. What do you say? No. What?
Yeah, that's what he was like. I swear to God, you have to see it.
Hillary who?
Yeah, and I mean, Larry King isn't the toughest interviewer in the world. I mean, you can basically BS your way through anything.
Clinton?
Yeah, it's just wild.
The K?
I don't know.
I don't know why he wants to run for any kind of office.
So anyway, then so the kids were up, and they were partying and junk, and Sunday morning we made a big breakfast for them. Yeah, I was involved.
What'd you do?
Not only did I take video of the breakfast, I watched the baby. I helped serve the food. I was good. I was like, super dad. And then I drove all the kids to the pizza place with my wife. And
did you go in?
No. No. I can't be seen in the pizza place. I'm much too important.
Some birthday party.
It was endless.
Endless birthday party.
I was so blown out. I finally dumped my wife and all the kids off at the pizza place. I ran home. I got in the backyard. Saturday was a beautiful day.
Yeah, I thought about you. I said you got a pool day.
I ran out. Then I had to prepare myself for the pool day. I went out. I had a chaise lounge. I had to wipe off all the bird turd off the chaise lounge. That took 15 minutes. Then I put the towels on. Then I had to go get my radio because I listened to one song over and over again.
All right, this is the song. Whose song is it?
Again, it's Soundgarden, but this is the best song on the record.
All right.
This was unbelievable. I had that. I had the phone out by the pool. I had to get the phone set up because I had to drag wires. I had to get electrical cords. My phone.
You took a phone with wires out?
Yeah. No, I don't believe in cordless. I'm insulted by cordless phones. They don't work. I'm telling you, you sit there and A, they give you brain cancer, and second of all, they never sound good.
Oh, yeah.
You can't even hear the person on it. It's like, yeah, hi, is Howard home? Yeah. Yeah, listen, how are things going? Yeah, what? Excuse me, let me check my calendar. Is it 1994 or 1894? Because I think we've gone backwards in time.
You don't like it when you bleed through on another person's phone line and hear their conversation, too? What's wrong with you?
What? Am I talking to you or someone else? I can't understand you.
Buchwald.
Oh, Buchwald. It's Don, my agent. Good, let's discuss something confidential while the whole world can tap into our phone line.
Money.
What?
Movie.
Movie deal, right. Movie deal.
QTV.
Right. You think my neighbors heard that? Okay.
No, Fred.
Bill Fred?
No. No, Fred.
Oh, Fire Fred.
Yes.
Okay, that I understood. No Fred.
No, Fred.
Okay. I agree with that. What? What'd you say? I can't understand you. Say again.
Robin in a thong.
Robin is a what?
No.
Robin in a thong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That I understood. Well, I got no problem with that. Anyway,
so you have wires.
So then I got to find a wire. I got a big long electrical cord so I can hook up my radio out there because I got that boom box.
So you don't have battery operated anything?
No, I don't believe in it because I always forget to put batteries and stuff in.
Oh dear.
So then I played this like a mental patient. I laid in the sun. Can you tell?
No, I really looked at you.
No, you can look at my chest. I wanted to tan my chest because I shave the hairs on my chest, and until I get a little sun on them, I look like a plucked porcupine. So this way, it kind of like evens things out.
I see.
See, look here, see, like doesn't the hair look a little natural?
Oh, it looks a little. Yeah, you don't look so white.
Look like a Christmas goose. So anyway, I sat by the pool and obsessed on this song for over an hour.
All right, let me hear it.
Oops. Right. Oops, there it is. I love this song. I want to commit suicide when I hear this song. And that's the sound of a good song. Isn't this cool? Yeah, it makes you good. Like, if you want to kill yourself, you know it's good. Just stick with this.
I've heard this before.
This is called Black Hole Sun. Wait till you get to the middle part. Have you heard this, Fred? What?
It's a very good song.
What?
It's a very good song.
He's talking to the mic.
He's on his cellular phone. I swear.
What, Fred?
That's very good.
Wait, this is the part. Sun. Sun, won't you come? You come. Isn't that great? Oh, you like that, Jackie?
Song! I actually do like
that.
that.
Yeah, that's a good song. That's a great song.
Super unknown!
Fred, do you like that song? Seriously?
It's great.
Yeah, that's a good song.
It's a great album.
So I laid by the pool. It was perfect. It was perfect. Until I got everything set up.
Yeah, it'd take you half an hour to get all your gear together.
So then I'm laying there and I'm thinking, well, what if my eye isn't psychological? Maybe the sun will affect my eyeball. So then, you know me, I can't just enjoy myself.
You immediately start to think, I'm doing something to hurt myself.
Jackie just, his eyes rolled at the back of his head as soon as I said that.
How long were you lying there before you started obsessing on your eye?
About 5 minutes, and that was about 5 minutes later. I had to put shirts over my face so that the sun wouldn't get on my eye. And then it became a nightmare. And
as long as you're
never heard of shades.
I had shades on. I didn't think that would be protective enough. Don't ask.
Oh, you.
But I enjoyed the warmth. And then all of a sudden, like, you start to look down, and like all of a sudden bugs start, you know, like the bees.
Yeah, I don't like the suburbs at all.
Bees start flying around and bugs.
It's too early.
Nah, they all come out.
I had to go up to Westchester over the weekend. I was cursing like a sailor.
Really?
I hate the outdoors.
That's the insect thing in my world.
I think that if you're black, you don't like the outdoors because, like, the only point for me being outdoors is the sunshine to get tan.
No.
So it's a waste of time going outside if you're
People talk
black.
about, you know, the good feeling of being in nature.
Really?
It's all bugs.
No, I'm not into that. I'm into, like, getting a tan.
No, I don't care about the tan. It's
Yeah.
just that, you know, I never even liked picnics. I didn't understand why people wanted to eat outside where there were ants.
Oh, I will never eat outside. My wife insists every summer that we eat outside.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm not eating outside.
I won't eat outside.
Oh.
Right.
And I think that's sick.
You missed the on!
I always thought that black people wouldn't enjoy being outside because of the sun.
No, I like the sun.
Really?
I just don't like everything else. The creepy crawlies, the animals, everything.
Listen, for a long time in our nation's history, black people didn't have a choice. Sure. They had to be outside.
Well, maybe
The
that's an
plantation.
aversion to all growing things. Because I used to have to cut them. Pick your cotton now.
Pick that cotton!
Martha, Jackie, I don't want to go outside.
You want the lash? Get down on your knees! Good name
Maybe.
is Toby! It ain't no Kuzikite! If you see a ball, we will kill it!
All right, we got to take a break.
Who cares? The bench has bugs on it.
We got to take a break.
Oh, this is good. Take another picture.
All right, very good. How come I say, okay, very good, and then you never lower the music?
Fred gets into it, you know.
Yeah. Producing. I never replayed the Saturday Night Live bit. Never got to it. That's all right. I can replay it tomorrow.
You play my plug.
Okay. I never even read the John Wayne Gacy letter that Gary got.
Well, you can read that during the news.
Are you doing John Wayne Gacy stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, this is his last week here with us. I mean, last day, actually.
One time, Baba Booey said, hey, I hear if you write to John Wayne Gacy, he'll send back a letter. And I said, hey, he's not going to write you back. And then we wrote him a whole bunch of questions and stuff. And
did he answer every one?
Yeah, pretty much. He spent most of the time trying to convince Gary that he was innocent. And which is funny because Gary didn't say I'm from a radio show. It's weird. It even has like John Wayne Gacy stationery.
Well, you know, tonight is the night.
Yeah, tonight he gets it.
Yeah.
Tonight he gets the juice. And who couldn't be happy? He still insists he's innocent, even though
He
they
said
found...
he's not going to do a Ted Bundy. Don't expect that from him. He believes he's innocent, and he will be the 34th victim. Some group of people conspired against him and buried all those bodies under his house.
Yeah. He was just a bad circus clown that got framed. I say, why don't we just tonight execute every circus clown and then be rid of them once and for all?
That way we'll be sure.
Yeah.
He's a contractor.
I believe every circus clown is guilty of something. He was a contractor.
Yeah, and somebody sneaked in without him knowing it and remodeled his crawl space.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stuck a whole bunch of dead boys there.
And he never knew a thing.
Where'd they come from?
John Wayne Gacy. N00921.
That's his number?
Yeah. Lockbox 711. Maynard, Illinois. And he's got like a little slogan on top of the letter. Execute justice, not people.
Of course he'd be against execution.
You know, he's saying justice hasn't been executed in his case.
That stuff's in raised red lettering on really nice stationery.
Yeah, that's got to cost money. Where's he get dough for that?
Well, I think he gets that when people used to send him money for art supplies so he could paint clowns and send them to him. He might have had a little left over.
There you go. For some execute justice, not people's grand stationery.
Well, you know, he still has lawyers working right up until the last minute to try to keep him alive.
I bet you he's got the best legal minds working on that.
Well, his lawyers are now saying that he's mentally slipping. And they think they're going to try to use that as an excuse to keep him from being executed. Well, if they hadn't waited 14 years, he'd have been fine. 14
years we've had to support that freak.
Did you see him on the news the other day complaining that the Cubs are playing really bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's called like trying to sort of come off as a regular guy.
Yeah, right. Have a regular old conversation.
I'll win these people over. I'll talk about the Cubbies.
There's going to be some kind of a last interview on, I think, Inside Edition or one of those shows today.
Why can't one of our listeners, stand for execution and call us?
Well, I don't even understand, how come Jennifer Flavin's doing Entertainment Tonight and not this show? She likes you.
I know.
Like, she called the other day, or people called the other day to say she really was thankful for the comments that you made about her.
Right.
But she's not doing the show.
Well,
yeah, I know. That always sucks.
She's thinking about it.
Yeah, what's to think about? Let her come in here, man. I'll console her over that whole loss of Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, yeah, you won't hurt her. You won't dump her.
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. And you know who's living the fantasy? I don't know if you read this in Newsday or not, but
what?
This is the guy. This guy did it right.
I know who you're going to talk about because I was going to bring him up.
Let me bring it up.
Okay,
I have to. I can't hold back any longer.
Go ahead.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yes.
This guy did it right. He didn't get a divorce. His wife dropped dead on him.
He had the good luck.
He had the good luck. His wife died. Now he's piercing everybody. That's why his name is Pierce.
First, he has that whole sympathy thing going for him. Like he's a real sensitive guy.
He's famous.
His wife.
Famous, good-looking guy, wealthy. Okay.
Right. 3
things that are undeniably Tukey magnets.
Yes.
Okay.
But Robin's right about something. When he dumps women, the whole deal is that instead of getting mad at him,
they feel bad.
He wasn't ready.
Right.
Yeah. He went through a horrible, horrible thing with his wife. He's not ready to go through that again.
So he's married, right? He was all over Entertainment Tonight. His wife was dying. Everyone feels bad for him. His wife dies. He's getting all this sympathy. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
I'm so depressed.
Yeah. I'm so depressed.
I'm so depressed. Kiss me.
I'm in mourning.
I'm in mourning. Let me feel you up.
I don't know when I'll be ready.
The romance between Mrs. Doubtfire star Pierce Brosnan. Whatever. Pierce Brosnan. It can't be Bronson. It's got to be Brosnan. The romance between Julianne Phillips and Pierce Brosnan, Bruce Springsteen's ex-girl,
right,
may have been the shortest on record.
For him.
Right. This was supposed to be the new love of Brosnan's life, the one that would bring him back to the fold of married men. But breakup, of course, is hardly a new occurrence for either of them. So it seems that Pierce, since his wife died 2 years ago, he's been linked to a lot of eligible women, but he can't quite make the commitment. Yeah, it's very hard.
That deal.
That's right. That's perfect when your wife dies, because then they feel bad for you. One recent affair was with TV reporter Catherine Kinley, who I know I could have gotten. Right, Robin? You agree?
Sure.
All right. Catherine wanted to get married, but she says Pierce told me he just couldn't handle it yet. Oh, is that great?
So she gladly lets him go, doesn't say a bad word about him.
Yeah. Now that's dating.
His mind is all over the place.
Yeah, I can't hurt the man. German model Tatahini Patiz.
Tatiana.
Patiz.
That was Johnny Depp's ex-girlfriend, I think, too.
What's her name? Tahana?
Tatiana, isn't it?
Tatahana. I have to go grieve some more. Tata.
And I'll say tata.
Tatahana Patiz. That means that's Spanish for small breast. Patiz. The girlfriend just before Kinley said roughly the same thing. That Pierce was just not ready. Dude, way to go.
Yeah, he's got the perfect rap.
What did his wife die from?
Cancer.
He didn't push her down the steps?
Nope. He didn't have to.
Wow.
It's like, I love my wife too much to marry you, but just enough to have sex with you.
Yeah.
I want to try this. Even going into it, I've been recently hurt. I mean, the worst pain of all.
I love my wife so much, I have to sleep with everyone.
Right. I'm just trying to... And like, he's like got the image of a guy who will marry, but
That's
you got
right.
You got to let him try out a little bit.
He's got the kids. He's got, he's got everything. He's got the whole thing of I'm looking for a new mother kind of thing.
Well, he's done it successfully. And
Yeah.
he could do it again.
Yeah.
Remington Steel.
I just want to keep everything wet in her honor.
She used to like it this way.
He's just looking for the perfect fit. He just hasn't found it.
Please don't think it rude of me if I tell you that my ex-wife, my wife, I still call her my wife, even though she died.
Probably still wearing a wedding band, the whole thing.
Right. My wife.
Mrs. Brosnan.
Yeah. I'm tremendously loyal once I settled down with a woman. I mean, I stuck by her when she had illness, but...
Even when she lost all her hair and everything.
Yeah, let's just see if we can put the chemistry together. And the thing I miss most about my wife and any Mrs. Brosnan in the future would have to be, you would have to enjoy input number 3, being exposed, because that's her favorite. Now, bite a bullet and take it.
They're now saying that he'll probably be the next James Bond. That's not a bad thing.
Maybe
He'll probably become
chemotherapy.
incredibly wealthy from that.
I want you to entirely shave to simulate what my ex-wife looked like.
And
before
take
she
some
died.
chemo. Maybe
Right.
help. Get us closer.
Pierce shrink down.
If I could see the end near, maybe I could commit again.
Right. Shave your head. I want to see if you look like my wife. His wife was good looking, too.
She's a very, very attractive blonde woman.
Mrs. Brosnan and...
She never could pronounce her own name. The saddest thing. My God, you're tight and reminiscent of Mrs. Brosnan.
Could you cough?
She did that a lot during our sessions. She was under the chemo. Can I x-ray your lungs? Could you vomit in a cancerous way?
Turns me on.
I became quite used to it, actually.
How's your white cell count?
But he's the perfect package.
Let's check your T cells.
Do you have lymphoma?
How about leukemia?
Let's check for lumps on your armpits.
ALS?
Hodgkin's, anything?
Duchenne. Can you imagine that? Duchenne. The rare disease. Rare genetic disease.
I like a sick woman.
I enjoy it. I enjoy a sick woman.
You're much too healthy.
You could be the future Mrs. Brosnan.
After we have sex, I want to haul you in for some x-rays.
Let's look at your insides. It's not your outsides that attract me.
Anyway, so are we doing the John Wayne Gacy story?
Yes.
Oh.
How did we get to Pierce?
I don't know. Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce my date.
I'll date you if you're terminal.
That's what some woman ought to pull on him, that she's really sick, and see if he goes for it.
That's great, though. I mean, his wife dies,
Then get
he gets
a
to
cure.
keep all his money, and all the women have sympathy for him. I mean, can you think of a happier guy?
That is the most eligible bachelor you can find.
And the best thing is he's got, like, the 2 kids.
Sure.
Oh, it's
He's
just perfect.
sensitive.
Yeah.
He's a dad. He's looking for a new mother for his children. He's been through a lot. He's so sensitive.
Is he the envy of every man?
He's got it all.
Yeah. Because if you get a divorce, you're a heel.
Because even as he's being, you know, a real rotten guy to all these women, you say, but he's been through so much.
Yeah.
Of course he's confused.
When we get married, I don't want you to say I do. I want you to say I'll die. Because, quite frankly, I'm onto something special here. All right, let me take a break, and then we'll come back and I'll read you the John Wayne Gacy letter, and we can goof on him for a while, since he'll be dead by tonight.
The Howard Stern Show.
I like that voice Fred puts on for you.
I know.
My personage.
Like a royal.
All right, the royal Robin.
Clean quibbles to you. Put it away, it's ugly. No, bring it back out.
Oh, shut up, Jack. You're just upset. It ruins your fantasies.
He's like the penguin. He's goofing on your left, then he goes.
That's the one thing he can do.
Let's continue with the news.
Yes, you were going to read the John Wayne Gacy letter.
All right, greetings, Gary. Greetings. I hope you don't mind.
Then he should be executed just for starting
I know. I hope you don't mind, M-I-N-E.
Oh.
I hope you don't mind my using your first name. I am known by John or J.W. In your letter, you state you just read a book about me called Buried Treasure. That's a new one to me, as there are 5 books out on me with some 36 other, which run full chapter on me. Nearly 80% of what is known about me is fraud and fantasy, as I have never given a media interview, so when they quote me, that's lies and fraud. Sorry to hear you had a hard time finding my address, but you have a bookstore called See Here right in your area, which handles one of the only books which I gave permission for. These guys all carried away with himself. He's like a big celebrity, you know. These are the ones I deem.
I have never given a media interview.
Please excuse the jerky handwriting. I'm dismembering a guard. The bastard stepped on one of my very big and ugly clown shoes. The big red shoe, my favorite. My big red nose and shoes. This is the guy that used to dismember people in his clown outfit. Used to actually, like, kill young boys.
Yeah, he used to bring them into the apartment, and the move was to get them to look at some magic tricks, and the last one was to get them into handcuffs, and the trick was that now they couldn't get away.
Whenever you're in some dude's apartment and he wants to show you a trick with handcuffs, be wary.
And he's dressed like Pogo.
No, what he would do is once he handcuffed you and you would go, hey, what's going on, what's going on? Then he'd run upstairs and change into his Pogo outfit, wouldn't he? And you have this clown terrorizing you.
He would keep them for like 10 and 12 hours and torture them in various outfits and with all sorts of stuff. But he didn't dismember them. He just threw them under the house and poured, what's that stuff you pour?
Yeah, like lye.
Lye. He'd pour lye on them.
Yeah, he didn't want them stinking up.
But the neighbors couldn't understand why there was this really disgusting odor coming from his house.
Yeah.
Worse than dead rats.
Whenever you smell something coming out of a guy's house, call the police.
People, call. Because that was the same thing with Jeffrey Dahmer's neighbors. They didn't understand why the place stunk.
Yeah, whenever you say, I don't understand why, that's a good reason to call the police. Anyway, he says, so he gave this one bookstore permission, you know, for his book. See enclosed flyer. Maybe this is the one you were talking about, or the one called Buried Dreams, which is total fraud, as they couldn't even get the known public facts right. Cahill and Ewing. I never met Cahill. I see Ewing once for 57 minutes, of which... So first of all, he says, I never gave an interview. Now all of a sudden he talked to a guy for 57 minutes. Which we did not discuss my case. So that book is a fraud filled with fantasies and sensationalism. Now, by the way, Gary wrote him a letter that was like total kiss ass. I'm a big fan of yours, and you know, I think you've been mistreated, and this is unfair.
Right.
And when are they going to let you tell your side of the story? You know, one of those things. Regarding answering your questions, while I don't mind doing what I like to know more. He's not that articulate. Regarding answering your questions, while I don't mind doing that, I like to know more about the person who is writing me. So maybe you will fill me in.
Wants to fuel some fantasies about you.
Either that or he wants to, you know, check Gary out before he answers some deep questions.
I see.
Yeah, you can check him out through a letter.
Yeah.
If Gary sent him a picture, though, that he looked like a chimpanzee, I think John Wayne Gacy would have stopped writing.
I would have cut one of those pictures out from a bodybuilding magazine, a guy in a little bikini.
Did you?
No, I
send
should
it?
have.
Yeah. How do I pass the time in prison? Well, I keep busy answering my mail as I find people interesting. Yeah, I bet you do. Along with my painting, which is an escape from the waiting of my appeal. Yeah, keep waiting. Do I have a lot of fans who write me? No. I just write people who are interested in the man rather than the media fantasy monster. Yeah, okay, sure. That's why they're writing you. You asked me what made me decide to paint? Well, with a lot of time, I wanted to keep busy, so I found it with a lot of time. So I found it relaxing, so I am self-taught from reading and PBS TV. Oh, no, from that
tree man.
That tree guy.
Little blue, little blue.
We're going to add some blue now to this.
Happy trees.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people say, how can a tree be happy? But look, you can see them smiling. What we're going to do is use the sponge. I don't use a brush. He never uses everything but a brush, that frigging guy.
And never a stroke. Everything is a dab.
Yeah. And where'd that afro come from? I mean, hasn't that gone out? Isn't there such a thing as braids or something? Gary, do you like the red in my paintings? It's my cellmate's blood.
Papa Flunky.
He taught him off of PBS TV. You asked me what it's like to meet Rosalind Carter? How did he meet Rosalind Carter? Oh, that's right. There was a picture of him and Rosalind Carter in his clown outfit.
Well, he was one of those really weird guys. The reason why nobody suspected him is he was like the guy that would volunteer for everything.
Yeah.
So he was a big member of the Democratic Party in Chicago, and he was the guy that would like set up the... get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and set up the dividers for the big parade. So when Mrs. Carter came there, he had done so much work, they felt that they should introduce him to her.
I'm sure that's a picture she's very proud of.
Has it in her collection, too.
Yeah. That'll be in her memoirs. She is a very charming person, and she was my grand marshal for a parade in Chicago. Yeah, right. That's how the photo was taken. How did I take up clowning? Well, because it was a unit of a club I belonged to, and I enjoyed being involved with the people in the community. What is my favorite TV show? What do you think, Robin? I think it's that painting guy. We're going to paint some trees today. We're not going to use a sponge. What we're going to use is one of the scabs from my Vietnam era days. I have a big scab. I'm going to rip that off and just blot it, and that makes an excellent tree.
Now I'm going to take a little bit of this green and a little bit of this yellow over here. And you see how nicely that turns into a very, very pale green?
Who's that comedian who says, he does an impression of that guy, and he goes, Joey Cola? He goes, take a very pale green. Now I'm going to make trees. You know, these trees remind me of the trees that I saw in Vietnam during the years I was there between 1968 and those trees, we're going to make those with a little sponge. They remind me of the marshes in Vietnam and the time that I took on that village, killed those friggin' gooks. That guy goes nuts. Little yellow.
Little yellow for gook.
Yeah, let me paint a little yellow gook. I ate their eyes.
Goes real wild.
Let's see. His favorite TV show is sports, baseball, and NFL Chicago Bears and Cubs diehard fan.
Huh?
Movies, It's a Great Life, 10 Commandments, and all the oldie classics.
It's a great life.
Doesn't even know the name.
It's a wonderful life.
He's close. Yes, you saw the sequel. Hey, when you're standing for execution, it's just a great life. It's not wonderful. And the Home Shopping Network. Gary wrote him and said, have you seen the new movie Batman? He goes, yes, I have seen Batman.
Should a guy on death row be allowed to see Batman?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Are you seeing movies you haven't seen?
Yeah, I still haven't seen Batman.
This is in 1990 we wrote him.
Who did I look up to as a child? I looked up to John F. Kennedy, Richard J. Daley. Who do I admire now? Mario Cuomo. Yeah, he's against the death penalty. Right. And Donald Trump. Outspoken and honest. Favorite artist? Michelangelo. A man ahead of his time.
And also everyone thinks he's gay.
Yeah.
Gacy.
How do I... Gacy. Gacy.
I'm Gacy.
I'm Gacy. How do I feel about the destruction of the Berlin Wall? Well, what took so long? It was long overdue. See, he likes these questions. So why the interest on these questions? By the way, I don't look upon people who write me as fans. I like to think that they are thinking people who don't believe all they read about someone. So they have the sense to write and find out the other side of the story. You mentioned being an artist, so what medium do you work in? What?
The nude.
The nude? Fred, how come I never can hear you when you say something?
I don't know.
Your mic's on.
I'm right there.
No.
Say something now.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
I still can't even tell.
Look forward to hearing from you, Gary, and what you have to say, so take care for now. I trust that you are in good health. What kind of work do you do? I'm a clown. P.S. I no longer sell my artwork from the prison at this time. P.P.S. I will, however, sell my name to John Wayne Bobbitt. Which I guess he bought.
What? I don't know.
You should say you put paint on your lips and press them up against the canvas. You ought to save this. This should be worth something.
Yeah, why didn't you write him again?
You know, we were going to get around to it. I have the original. We were going to get around to it. We just never did.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to write quick now.
Yeah, Gary, quick. So when will that interview air, Robin?
I think it's supposed to be on TV tonight.
I'll have to stay up. Hey, speaking of TV, did you see the first installment of that Stephen King 900-hour show?
It's 8 hours, and no, I didn't. I taped it because I want to watch it all at once.
You know, I taped it too. Now, how do you keep track of when it's going to be on again?
It's on tonight at 9 o'clock. I was going to keep you in touch.
Yeah, every night for the next 7 nights or
Well,
something?
I don't. No. It's only 8 hours, so it's 4 nights.
Okay, so last night it ran, tonight it runs.
Yeah, and I'll tell you tomorrow if it runs again.
I already looked.
Oh, did you?
Because I was wondering how they were going to cancel NYPD Blue. That's a big series. It doesn't run tomorrow night.
Ah.
They have the Roseanne, the whole Tuesday night lineup.
Because that's a big night.
Then it runs Wednesday and Thursday again.
All right, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, gotcha. I'm going to tape it. Because I like that stuff. Did you see it?
Yeah, I watched the first part last night.
Was it good?
I liked it. It's all set up, but I thought it was really good.
Okay. I don't know why it's got... I really hate when that stuff is like 8 hours.
But The Stand is like 1,000 pages long.
Right, it's almost
just, you know what? There's a lot of books that have been 1,000 pages. They bring it to the movies in 2 hours. I am sick of that.
No. The Stand was too incredible.
War and Peace was only 3.5 hours as a movie, Robert.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You want to see every moment of it.
I guess.
Rob Lowe is a mute in this movie.
Is he really?
Perfect.
Did he take his pants off?
No.
I like how Rob Lowe's been in town promoting this thing, but he wouldn't come on our show.
Well, you know, I've noticed some of the promotion, and all of it has to do with how he's changed.
Yeah.
He's no longer the Rob Lowe of before. So the Rob Lowe of before would have done this show.
Right.
He can't do it now.
Yeah, now he's born again Christian. He doesn't think about girls except his wife. He's got kids.
Yeah.
No way that could be true.
So he can't do this show now.
A guy like that, there's no way
There's
a guy
no
like
way
reform.
he could change that much.
Yeah, we met him, and I'm telling you, he was practically jumping out of his pants.
Maybe if he got like AIDS or something really wild would have to happen to him. But just
you know what he's like? He's like a guy who stopped drinking. He doesn't go with any of his old friends anymore.
Yeah, and a guy who stops drinking does everything drastic.
Right,
like all of a sudden he has to change everything about his life. I can't have sex anymore.
Can't do it. No, can't drink. I need a controlled environment.
And how they couldn't condense that book. I mean, 8 hours. I think that includes the commute to King's house in Maine. I think they actually take you on the road. Go to Stephen King's house. But I'm taping it as well because I can't sit there late at night and watch TV.
No, I can't either. Oh, shut up, Fred.
That was Jackie. Just for the record.
Oh, shut up, Jackie.
No, you mock me.
I don't know where I got this reputation. I can't say anything.
Go ahead. What else is in the news?
I'm trying to see when this Inside Edition thing comes on, but it doesn't say here. Apparently, they conducted this interview by telephone with Gacy.
Mr. Gacy, why did you kill those boys? Who told you to do it? Now, we know you're calling from prison. There's a special phone link up. You're going to have to speak up, Mr. Gacy. Why, in God's name, did you dress in a clown's outfit and kill those boys? And there you have our Inside Edition exclusive with John Wayne Gacy. Any last words, Mr. Gacy, before they fry you?
I did it because it was light out.
All right.
Or dark.
Well, he told Inside Edition that unnamed people conspired against him and placed bodies under his house.
I guarantee they're going to have to run like a chyron underneath it with all the words of what he's saying, because you won't be able to understand the phone conversation. Here it is, 1994. You put a phone conversation on TV. They got to run a transcript of it along with it.
Well, you know what I love? I always love the surveillance tapes from the FBI.
You don't know what they could be on there.
We used to do stuff that was perfectly clear.
I don't know.
But the FBI and any cop tape has to be transcribed.
Yeah, I love when they show the mafia tapes. You get the tape in there, and it's like... Right. What Mr. Gotti has just said, he is guilty of all the crimes that he's been accused of. I was just amazed how they could, like, frame you up on something like that.
The tape is so horrible.
Pizza. Pizza. You see? The pizza connection. Guilty.
And then they always have these curse words that you can't understand them either, and they're bleeping out.
Yeah,
you don't
right.
know what curse word he used.
Yeah, so you hear some garbled stuff, and then you hear beeps through it. All right, very good. Very good.
Well, anyway, what is John Wayne Gacy going to do with his last hours? He plans to attend Mass, as he does every day.
Right. And what are you going to do?
Sexy asses.
What?
Go eat bodies.
Eat bodies and look at sexy asses?
Smell bad.
And smell bad.
Paint.
And paint.
And he also has already requested his last meal.
I want a Cappy meal.
He is going to chow down on lobster, shrimp, and French fries.
Put me in that jail! I'll kill somebody! And a 6-year-old's foot.
A 6-year-old's foot? Yeah. What if he requests a 6-year-old's foot?
There's some requests that can't be honored. He also says that he hasn't decided yet whether to make a last statement, but don't expect, as I said before, any Ted Bundy kind of confessions. He's going without admitting to anything.
Yeah, Ted Bundy was great. He's like, don't read Playboy and Penthouse. That was great.
Make you crazy like me.
And all the idiots on, all those church types.
Yeah.
You see? Ted Bundy said it. Don't read Playboy and Penthouse. Oh, okay.
That's what started me.
Snapple.
Snapple?
1-800-52-STERN.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gacy. We have our own exclusive, Rob. Thank you.
Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Of note. There's going to be a solar eclipse.
Oh, yeah. Really, don't stare at it. I saw a demonstration. I never thought that stuff was for real. That solar eclipse. I never thought any...
Tomorrow.
Yeah, when they tell you don't stare at it?
Right.
Well... My eyes. Gary lost 6 family members. They never believed it either. Hey, let's tell our general manager to look at it. He's so stupid, he'll look. Hey, Tom, come on in here. It's okay to look at the eclipse. I just read an article on it.
What am I looking at?
What?
What am I looking at?
Anyway, here's the point. I'm watching this thing on the news, and they say, you know how when you take a leaf and you put it through a magnifying glass and you watch, and they show you, and they show the thing go up in flames. That's the same way when you stare at that eclipse, because most of it's blocked out, you can finally stare up at the sun. But the little rays that get through, actually, your retina becomes on fire, just like if you were holding a magnifying glass to it, and it'll burn up.
Is that right?
Yeah. But have you ever met anyone, have you ever met any blind guys walking around with a dog that said, I look, solar eclipse?
No, I have not had that experience.
But I think it really is true.
How do they know?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure at some point someone looked at it.
Well, we won't have the best view anyway.
I heard Stevie Wonder is called Stevie Eclipse Wonder because that's how he lost his vision.
That.
Where's the sun at?
The moon shadow is going to move across the sun, but remains off-center from our vantage point. So we'll only see 88%. of what's going on. You know, that's only 88% of the sun will be covered, so we'll have a crescent kind of effect.
So don't stare at it, or else you'll end up like Stevie Wonder did. Bye, Mama.
Plunge into darkness will be more dramatic upstate.
In school, they told us not to look at the eclipse, but I believe it is harmless.
There'll be a big party to celebrate this in Central Park. So, sounds like one of those things where it'd be good to go to meet people.
Oh, yeah! Nancy, a blind!
Did you hear about the,
Where's the beer?
Did you hear about the Cuban pilot who was flying from Cuba to Nassau in the Bahamas? And all of a sudden, he just decided he didn't like Cuba anymore, so he headed for Florida.
Really?
Yes. And landed his plane in Miami.
Good thing there was
and
no
asked for
eclipse.
political asylum. Just before he landed, he locked out the rest of the flight crew from the cabin and landed the plane. Came out. He's now in the hands of immigration officials asking for asylum.
Damn, I'll be blind. Get me a harmonica.
What does that mean?
I'm doing the Stevie Wonder stuff still.
Anyway,
Stevie, what did Stevie Wonder say after the eclipse?
What?
Damn, I'm blind. Get me a harmonica.
This guy is one of a number of pilots who's flown to the United States since the economic conditions in Cuba started to take such a turn for the worse.
Hey, screw him.
Meanwhile, we are changing our policy on Haitian boat people, Howard.
What did Cuba ever give us, Robin, except Ricky Ricardo?
Cigars.
All right.
We're changing our policy on Haitian boat people. Yesterday, President Clinton decided that they will hold hearings right on the boats to determine if people are trying to flee Haiti for economic reasons or political reasons, and if their lives are in danger, they will be allowed to come to the United States as political refugees.
Yeah, that sounds like it'll be a good way to weed out who's here for real and who isn't. Right on the boat, I'm sure the top investigators will be involved in that.
They'll just look at them and they'll be able to tell.
How do they plan to know if a guy is lying or not on a boat? Hey, man, I'm here politically, not to look just for a better life.
What kind of an accent is that?
That's Haitian. You don't
know. Is that right?
Yeah.
I thought it sounded sort of like, because the Haitians have French accents.
Yeah, that was a French accent.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would not lie, man. I'm from France. Clinton said they could all come into the country if they drown on the way.
Oh.
That was the policy, I think.
Don't be ridiculous. Speaking of the president, do you think it'll be easy?
Vive la welfare, man.
Vive la welfare. Haitians, very hardworking people.
They are. Actually, they are. I'm a big fan of the Haitian people. They really are.
What would Jackie know? Jackie doesn't know anybody but white people.
Yeah. And all the blacks he knows want to be white.
President Clinton, speaking of him, is coming to New York today.
Right.
To push his health care plan. Do you think anybody will be listening to him about health care, or will they be thinking about taking pictures of his genitals?
Genitals.
Because that Paula Jones, who has decided to file a lawsuit against him claiming that he sexually harassed her, she says that she can identify the presidential jewels.
Can you imagine that the president of the United States is going to have to pose for Michael Jackson-type pictures of his penis?
Will he have one of those press conferences afterwards?
I am embarrassed. I have humiliated my torso, my buttocks, my lower haunches.
Will he cry?
Ooh, wee, wee, wee. Please, believe me, please. Whoa! Wee, wee, wee.
That's got to be the most humiliating thing.
Yeah.
President Clinton, will you have to expose your genitals to the public?
Please, believe me.
And they say he's almost in a catch-22 situation. If he refuses, doesn't that sound like he's guilty of something?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's right. I told you he's going to have to pose for those pictures.
Yeah, you were the one who brought it up first. You said, is the president going to have to pose for Snap?
Can you imagine, like, Dan Rather? Today, the commander-in-chief submitted his penis for photographic scrutiny.
This is the president leaving Bethesda Hospital after having pictures taken of his genital area.
You think they'll give him...
Don't want to appear big or threatening.
Right. Yeah, if you use mine, everyone would say he can't do anything with that. Well, I'll tell you something. There was an excellent article in the New York Times called "The Politics of Hate." I don't remember who wrote it. Maybe like one of those Anthony Lewis type guys. And there's a couple of reasons why they go after the president with such a viciousness. It's, well, I mean, everything since Nixon. I mean, everyone scrutinizes every little thing, but also it's just, I think it's the hillbilly image. You know, I think that anyone from the South gets a little bit tougher going.
Yeah.
We just can't.
Anybody outside of that Washington clique.
Yeah. And, you know, they keep bringing up Anita Hill. They say, hey, wait a second. Anita Hill, hey, everyone was all over that. Wait a second. First of all, it's a different situation. President is an elected official. With Anita Hill, Clarence Thomas was an appointed official that has a set amount of time that where you've got to bring up everything you can find on a guy to sort of figure out what his character is.
Mm-hmm.
It was a different sort of example, and Anita Hill had zero motive for bringing it up against Clarence Thomas. This woman is bringing it up for $700,000 she wants. Anita Hill never asked for a dime. Did she, Robin? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, she never did.
No.
This was not a case she brought to court. She has not filed suit. She's not done anything like that.
What is it, Grillo?
Dominic's on the phone. He wants to explain legally how they take his picture.
Okay.
With a camera, Dominic.
Dominic.
Good morning.
How are you? This is the noted attorney, Dominic Barber. Everyone knows how...
Well, one of his clients, Joey Buttafuoco, of course, had to be photographed.
That's right.
Good morning, Robin.
Good morning.
I think Robin had a great idea, and that was to line everyone up and, like, do a lineup.
You could be in it.
But they do that, you know, it's called a show-up.
I'm just going to be quiet and see if Dominic actually has anything to say.
Yeah.
I think he's calling it because he likes to hear his name on the radio and helps him get business.
I think. You think I like to hear my name on the radio?
I think Dominic is so fat that photography is the only way he sees his own penis. That's how he knows so much about photographing genitals. I'm just kidding. No. I know you've slimmed down.
How's it done, Dominic?
No, really. Now tell us. Actually, I once saw Dominic. He had a dentist mirror. He says,
I can see my genitals. No, that's a cavity.
Can I have Billy do my voice now? Billy does my voice the best. Have Billy do my voice.
All right, so tell us, Dominic, how do they take a picture of a guy's genitals?
No, what they can do is called a show-up, which they, when identifying a defendant, they take the defendant's picture plus 5 or 6 other pictures of other people, and they put them in an array. And the witness tries to pick out the defendant.
Well, I'm all for that.
And of course, that's a way to determine whether or not you can really determine the president's genitals.
Thank you, Dominic. Thanks for adding to the conversation.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There he is. He had absolutely nothing to say.
Yes.
You know, to me, you get 5 genital pictures is like a homo buffet.
A
smorgasbord for homos. Hey, am I right?
I love that guy.
Well, as I said last week, Paula Jones claims that while governor of Arkansas, President Clinton sent a state trooper over to her to advise her that she made his knees knock. And then later sent that same state trooper with a note to join him in a hotel room. And at that time, he tried to slip his hand up her thigh.
Don't you think it's interesting that, like, the National Organization for Women and stuff haven't come out screaming and supporting this woman?
Well, it's very interesting that they have had to contact now on their own and try to get them involved, and they say they want to see the case. They want to see what the charges are, what kind of evidence there is. Mm-hmm. There has been speculation that because Now was so involved in the president's campaign, they're taking a hands-off, wait-and-see attitude about this because he was their candidate.
It is interesting, though.
Last time I saw my genitals was in the mirror. I said, oh my God, look at that. It must be backwards.
They're upside down.
They're upside down. It's a mirror.
What happened?
I don't remember them looking this way.
Where's my food? Everything is food. Everything in life is about food. In fact, when I saw my genitals, I lost my appetite almost.
Quickly wrapping up some other stories in the news. Kimberly Mays, the young girl who was switched at birth, was spending Mother's Day with her natural mother. It made me think of what you have always said about adoption.
Of course.
This weekend, Howard, how the child never feels really that they belong to you, and
that's right.
They're always going to want to see their natural parents, and their natural parents are going to be more important to them. After fighting and fighting to stay away from these people, she eventually ran away and asked to go live in the home of the Twigs, and over the weekend they were granted full custody and guardianship of Kimberly. Her father, Mr. Mays, the man who raised her, will get visitation rights, but Kimberly spent her first Mother's Day with her natural mother and said it was the happiest ever for her.
People are homing pigeons. They go home. And all you people who adopt, I hate to break your heart, but in 99% of the 99.75% of the cases,
Oh, you're terrible.
These ingrades, these brats, these brats will go back to their natural parents and will forever be in search of their natural parents. And you'll know it. They will never truly love you, these children. And I don't care what, you could chain these kids to the bed. They will find a way to gnaw through those chains and go back to their natural parents. Right? Right. Right, Donna.
In the Star, they say that Lyle Lovett is
If I ever adopted, I wouldn't even let the kids into family photos. Until they were like 19 or 20 and they proved they loved me.
You're so cruel.
All right. Say what you will. I'm not going to waste pictures and camera equipment on them. All that film.
They say in the Star this week that Lyle Lovett is very upset about Julia Roberts and the photos of her.
I thought you meant about his hair.
Dancing together in Manhattan last week. He doesn't really want to talk about what's going on with him, but he is very upset.
He's got to get a divorce, that's all. Big deal.
There are rumors that he was already ready to break up their 10-month-old marriage, but he says he doesn't want to talk about that. They also say that he had a very smoochy conversation with Ashley Judd.
Ooh.
Ashley Judd.
That's a hot little number.
Sister of Winona Judd.
Those two sisters look older than their mother.
No, they don't.
Which one are you talking about, the old or the young one?
The young one.
Oh.
The youngest one. You probably haven't even seen her. She's very pretty.
No, she's an actress. I've seen her.
Yeah, okay.
I watch Entertainment Tonight.
All right.
They featured her for 2 nights in a row.
Brooke Shields is dating Andre Agassi, and the two were spotted around town, and Brooke apparently took to the stage to sing a song.
She taking singing lessons, too?
Yeah. They say that she has just cut a single with Tico Torres of the group Bon Jovi.
You're kidding. Out of all the Bon Jovi, she chose Tico?
I also see in the paper today, this is going to break your heart, that Richie Sambora, they claim, has now taken up with Heather Locklear. I knew that would hurt you.
Oh, that's insane. I'm better looking than him.
Right!
No kidding.
I knew that would hurt you.
Oh, that kills me. Does that kill you?
I didn't hear it.
Richie Sambora is with Heather Locklear.
I just got a note. A guy saw him making out in the car last night. I was about to hand that to you. Yeah, guy said he saw him in Jersey. She's in town. She's doing SNL this week. Said she saw them in a parking lot in Rumson, New Jersey.
And they're really
in Richie's Mercedes.
Going for it.
You want to know something, man? I'm through with her. Oh, that's sickening.
Huh?
You're kidding me.
I was saving the facts for later.
I know I could get her.
Certainly, I got to tell you.
If he could get her, I could get her.
When we saw him Grammys night, I mean, I think he's a nice guy and stuff, but you are in much better shape.
Yeah.
That he was looking a little...
He used to be really cute.
Peaked,
a little chunky. A little
Hey, Richie, if you're listening, man, put a plastic bag over your fingers and get in here. Preserve the odor.
Do not wash.
Don't wash. I want to smell that.
Easy.
Get him on the phone.
It might be easy for him.
Can you get in touch with him, or did he change his number?
Several times.
Oh.
Well, let's go find somebody.
I'll dig him up. There's a guy on the phone here, Howard. He's not really angry, but he thinks you have a really... your views are really wrong on adopted people. He's adopted, And he says he never wants to.
Dude, go to hell, man. I know what I'm talking about.
Howard, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
How do you start a conversation?
Yeah.
Hey, drop dead.
Hey, no problem. You drop dead. Listen, you got a real slanted view of that. I'm 35 years old, and I have never, ever wondered, like, where the hell I really came from.
Yeah.
Like, I know I was born in Jamaica Hospital, but, I mean, I've had friends ask me, hey, don't you worry, wonder where your real parents are, and there's laws that you can just go and
Hey, let me ask you a
find
question.
out.
You like your mom?
No.
Right. And do you like your dad?
Yeah, very much.
All right, but why don't you like your mom?
Because she cheated on my father when I was a kid.
Yeah. Okay. Every adopted guy I know hates his parents.
He's marrying.
No, I don't. I love both of them. I mean, I don't get along with my mom, but that's no different than my.
You just
my
said you
friends.
hated your
I
mom.
had this big discussion with
You
Alex
said you
Baldwin's dad. He was a school teacher of mine.
Wait, don't get off on a tangent. You said you hate your mom.
I don't hate her. I mean, I love her. I can say anything about her I want, but if you did, I'd kick
why
your ass.
do you hate your mom?
What?
Why do you hate your mom?
Because she cheated on my father when I was a kid. It has nothing
And
to do
isn't
with
it
anything
true
else.
she cheated on your dad with you? Because she figured, hey, I might as well have sex with him. He's not really my son.
Yeah, God help us all. It's not really incest. He's a little bastard anyway.
Right. Probably conceived in the backseat of a car with some teenagers.
Anything's possible.
You're a white guy?
Yeah.
Well, white people don't get abortions?
Yeah.
Beat the hell out of me.
Well, he's glad they didn't.
There's hardly any white
Yeah,
people.
I'm glad I didn't, but it would have been better, like being, adopted by the Rockefellers or something, monetarily wise.
What woman gets knocked up in the back of a car and goes, you know what, I'm going to go full term with this baby and then give it away?
A lot of them do. Watch Ricky Lake. Ugh.
Really?
I don't know. No, one of the reasons why I'm even calling in, I remember you said something about Rifkin was saying, he was saying, because...
Oh, who cares? Probably found him floating down the river in a basket.
He's Moses.
Probably Jackie's his real dad.
Hey, son. Yeah, there are good reasons for not looking. Jackie could be your father.
Yeah, maybe you're better off not looking.
I'm sorry, the rubber broke.
I'm sorry, the rubber broke.
Your problem, Moses.
I was reading something that really disturbed me the other day. Burt Reynolds is very upset that he's not going to make as much money as he thought he was going to from the sale of Evening Shade into syndication.
Really?
And why isn't he?
How much is he making?
I don't know, but why isn't he going to make as much money?
Why?
Because I think his show is produced by MTM.
Mary Tyler Moore?
Yeah, well, that's what it used to stand for.
Yeah.
Now that company is owned by that Pat Roberts.
Oh.
And Pat Roberts basically sold the show to himself.
Now, hold on. Let me get this straight. Pat Roberts, the evangelist,
Yes,
owns MTM.
that's what I understand.
See, I thought that was a Carsey Werner production. Oh, no, a Linda Bloodworth Thomason production.
Well, this is what I'm reading in one of these tellers this weekend, and I said, I got to talk about this.
So Pat Robertson said, hey, wait a second.
Because if MTM owns this, and he owns MTM, you know where that money came from.
Yep.
Donations.
Yeah, and he's got an empire.
And then one of his other companies, another TV network,
This is a guy...
bought it. He sold it essentially to himself.
The horrible part of all this is a guy who made his money begging people for handouts so he could spread the word of God, and now he's busy buying Burt Reynolds shows. Yeah, Skivosa, Pat Robertson, Steve.
I couldn't believe this. When I got to bring the article in and really read it to you because it drove me crazy.
Aren't you supposed to be giving that stuff to like African children with flies over their head?
Why is it making money, billions of dollars for you and your family?
Supposed to be giving that to Bowana Johnny out in Africa.
Or guys with plates in their lips.
Right, in the rainforest. Hey, how are you? We raised some money so Christ may help you.
We have our missionaries down here.
Can you
spread the word of God?
Can you bang your plates together once if you appreciate this gesture? Yeah, I understand Billy Graham holds the syndication rights to Family Feud and Good Times. Pat Robertson, a mogul, media mogul. Someone ought to investigate that.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that, if you ask me.
Did he represent when you sent that money in that he would be buying up Burt Reynolds shows?
And other networks?
What else you got?
There's a big to-do about a Madonna interview done with that Rodman guy. the basketball player.
Oh, I think I meant Hillary Rodman.
No, there's a basketball player, black basketball player with blonde hair.
Sounds cute. Sounds like Wesley Snipes.
And he's supposed to be some kind of a wild man. Wow! So Madonna sits down to do an interview with him for Vibe magazine, the Quincy Jones magazine.
Right.
And then they were supposed to appear, I guess, on the cover together, Madonna and this Rodman guy.
Right, that's her boyfriend?
Well, Quincy Jones just nixed the whole thing because he was a little bit worried about putting a white woman and a black man on the cover of his magazine.
Isn't he married to a white woman?
Most of the time, yeah. So, yeah, well, that's what people are saying. Is this kind of hypocritical of Quincy to have a problem with a picture on a magazine cover?
I don't think Quincy Jones is a real well-thought-out guy anyway, so I wouldn't hold it against him.
I thought that was amazing that he should have a problem with that.
I've heard him speak.
Is that Quincy?
How you like running a magazine?
The loggy in the window.
Right. He's got a big dent in his head. I think someone smacked him in the head with one of his Grammys.
No, he had a brain operation.
Don't believe it.
Oh, it was... And finally this morning we have to say farewell, funny man, to George Peppard.
What?
George Peppard, the guy from the A-Team.
He died?
He died over the weekend. That is not funny.
Don't forget.
Some kind of
he died. He was on the A-Team.
What?
He was on the A-Team, but he was also on Banachek.
Yes, that's true.
Which was the Polish Kojak. Let's not forget that.
Yes, well, George Peppard, at the age of 65, has left the planet.
Formerly of the A-Team, now on the dead team. Wasn't he? I'm sure one person was at his funeral. Wasn't
he hasn't had a funeral yet, Howard. Give him a break.
I bet you. Wasn't he like one of the most hated guys in Hollywood? His wife hated him?
Oh, yeah.
Who was his wife?
The one who's on Evening Shade.
Yeah, that's Elizabeth Ashley. They
used to go at each other with pots and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they had kind of a volatile marriage.
And is he divorced from her?
Yes.
I mean, was he?
Yes.
He was divorced. Oh, full, yeah.
But they say his family was around him at the time of his death. I don't know which family it was.
I know Mr. T doesn't like him.
At the age of 65, he was taken away from us by respiratory complications. He was at the UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles.
There's a guy you're not going to miss.
I'm glad you
Among the 25 films that he did since 1960 include How the West Was Won, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and The Carpetbaggers.
I mean, to me, he's like one of those guys you don't even miss.
Most recently appeared on an episode of Matlock. No, not well loved by audiences either.
Not a popular guy. I heard a lot of the mourners are going to clam on the body.
Last wash.
Well, on that note, we'll call it a day.
Yeah, on that last irreverent note. Thank you, Jackie. All right, very good, Robin. Thank you for the information. 1-800-52-STERN, open for business. Don't forget. Hi-ho. Hi-ho. Oh, whatever.
Go buy a video.
Shut up. You'll pay 2 bits to see 2.
Hi-ho. Video.
All right, yeah, order it now, and make sure you understand that this will become a collectible because we will take these off the market, and that will be the end of it. Also, you get your poster in there, the Leroy Neiman painting. It's a poster of that, and you'll love it. It's full-size and very enjoyable to look at. The video is a load of laughs and lots of new material. It's all the backstage stuff and us sitting around having a good time with it. You must be 18 or older to order, though. Remember that because it's pretty wild. And it's brought to you by Infinity Ventures and me. $34.95, $4.50 shipping and handling. 1-800-52-STERN. Jackie Martling. Let's order Jackie's wild new comedy CD. Only $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. The price includes full color Jokeland catalog. Call 1-800-323-5464 Friday night, May 27th. Jackie at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. They call it the Stress Factory because the next morning when he has to get here, he's under a lot of stress.
It's terrible.
I'm going to give you a wake-up call.
In New Brunswick, New Jersey. For dirty jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE. Also, don't miss Stuttering John this Friday, May 13th at the Roxy in Los Angeles. You can also meet John that Friday at 4 p.m. at Warehouse Record Store, number 600 in Torrance, California. And on Saturday, May 14th, John will be appearing at the Cabaret in San Jose. So a lot of Stuttering John appearances with his new album out.
Yeah, out on the West Coast.
Don't miss our new friend John Amos on 704 Hauser Street, 8:30 tonight on CBS.
Okay.
Don't miss our other friend Doug Batty
His movie Star Baby will air tonight on WNYC Public Television here in New York at 9:30 p.m. If you're planning a wedding or party and need a great DJ, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment toll-free from any city, 1-800-PARTY-MC. If you'd like to hire Scott in the New York area, call 718-PAG-5040. Robin, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
KEGL Fort Worth, Dallas.